Check it out. Check it out.
By the time mid '80s, early '90s came around, it was me. That was me. Like South Philly, 7th Street hip hop. Is me. You know what I mean?
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. 1, 2. Check it out.
Going way back, Questlove, I wanted to ask you about the Lord Aaqil. What can you say about the Lord?
Because the mighty Lord Aaqil's about to be.
There you go, man. Oh, God. All right, Dark Boy.
You see 7 for 9 on the heading of my motherfucking video, you know what I'm saying? It was before your shit, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when you start repping 7th Street, though?
Lord Aaqil actually got to the finish line before the Roots did, so.
You lived around here, but you ain't stomped through here, you know what I'm saying? So, it was a difference, man, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think people tend to stay away from the people they know they did wrong. So I feel like conversations didn't want to be had with me because I wouldn't be the one that would be made uncomfortable.
Again, and I'ma keep the crazy lingo with the rhythms that's strong enough to make the chicks booty jingle, just piping hot and be flowing just like a river. Formerly called Mad Noise, then I'm a giver. Pound to who was down with Lord Aaqil from the start. So once you go and let it check your heart.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Michael, what up?
What's good? What's good?
Yeah.
Good to be here.
This is we doing the Lord Aaqil story.
Yes, sir.
But it's also like the Michael Pitt story.
Exactly.
And
one and the same.
Yeah, and one thing I gotta say though, it's dope to have Michael Pitt's name hold as much weight as Lord Aaqil's name.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? And that right there, that's something everybody ain't been able to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Have their actual name hold as much weight.
Right. You know what? It's crazy, man, because Michael Pitts, me, of course, Lord Aaqil, AKA or whatever, kind of the same dude, man. But then one is just a little more, I guess, street savvy than the other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One was the little nerdy kid, you know what I'm saying, from South Philly. That's the Michael Pitts dude, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
Yeah, born and raised in South Philly, 1973, old school, you know what I mean? Mother, single mother, not too many experiences with my dad as a youth. So, she did a damn good job trying to do what she did, you know what I'm saying, holding me down. And, just showing me the ropes, teaching me life best way she knew how. The Lord Aaqil kid, he came up out of that Michael Pitts, man. He was the little dreamer, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He was the dude that dreamt about that hip hop, you know what I'm saying? At the age of 8, he fell in love with that, man. He had a older dude on the block, man, kind of like a big brother, mentor type, Mr. Kenny Hill, man. I'll never forget Kenny, man. You know what I'm saying? Kenny was real good to me, man. He was like a big brother type. He helped me write my first rhyme, man, at the age of 8. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot. It's many facets to who I am, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know on one hand, like I said, I consider myself a sage of some sort. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude that likes to focus on unconventional wisdoms and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then on the other hand, deep thinking type. And then on the other hand, it's just that street dude. And like,
okay,
I'm raw, unadulterated hood. You know what I'm saying? On the flip side, so you mix them both, man. You get a nice little
cocktail.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
So let's go back to the beginning, right?
Yep.
Was there ever a time where it was you, moms, pops, siblings all in the same house?
Nah. I got several siblings, man, on both sides. My mother, she has two other children. So there was three of us on my mother's side. On my father's side, there were about 8 of us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
8 of us. But I was never in a home with both my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom, she did the best she could. It was just me. I was just only child for, well, I guess 7 years, 8 years until my mother gave birth to my eldest sister.
Okay.
And then right after that, my father's wife gave birth to a child, which was another sister. So
Okay.
I got 2 sisters that were born like 4 or 5 months apart from each other on both sides of my family. They were my best friends, you know what I mean? Like they was my only siblings for a long time. So no, I never had that, mom and dad in the same crib type situation. I never had that pop in the home, buddy, mentor, teacher,
Right.
guidance, from a father in my home type thing. But I did find that in my stepfather, I guess you wanted to call him, my siblings, my brother and sister, my mother's, other children.
Kind of pulled you in.
He was good to me, as a little boy, and and then I had other relatives, cousins, a few uncles, I guess I could say, you know what I'm saying, that reached out and did the best that they could, trying to help, you know what I'm saying, make me into, the man that I am today,
Okay.
But
So going through South Philly, if you walk down the street with Lord Aaqil, it seemed like the half of the neighborhood gonna say, "What up, cuz?"
yes, sir.
Is that cousins, or is that, what is that?
A lot of people used to think it was like a Crip thing, because the cuz
Right.
word or whatever. But nah, it's just it's a family, man. Where I'm from, South Philly, 7th Street, man. We family, man. Like that's how it is. We a lot of us are blood relatives, and then a lot of us just consider each other family simply from the closeness, you know what I'm saying, the community, man. Like it's what's up, cuz, because it's love, you know what I'm saying, that you gotta be really, really, I guess, a piece of shit, I should say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, to not get love in my community, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody love each other, man. Everybody always going to try to rock out for one another in ways that they can, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, in every community, you got the dissension, you know what I'm saying? You get the people going against one another. But for the most part, 7th Street, South Philly, man, we are one big family, man. You know what I'm saying? We try to be that way. At least it was like that in my day. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak
Right.
for, today, you know what I'm saying? But when I was coming up 7th Street, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all rocked out together, man. That's how it is. You know what I mean?
So can you explain 7th Street? Because from my understanding, you could be on 5th Street and still be in 7th Street.
All right, so yeah, man, like the the borders, I guess as you could call them, are kind of funny, man. Like, so 7th Street is like a neighborhood that goes from, I would say, it extends from 7th and Oregon, Marshall Street, which we like to call it. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to about 7th and Mifflin. But then it also goes down from 7th to 6th to 5th. You know what I'm saying? In between Oregon and Mifflin.
Okay.
And so basically anything within the square, radius of 7th in Mifflin, 7th in Oregon, 5th in Mifflin, 5th in Oregon, you know what I'm saying, will be considered 7th Street. You know what I'm saying? Once you cross Mifflin Street, it don't matter whether you're on 5th, 6th, 7th. Once you cross Mifflin Street going north, then that will be considered 5th Street.
Okay.
And 5th Street and 7th Street, a lot of family, you know what I'm saying? and to mingle. You know, a lot of family in between the two neighborhoods.
Right.
But there's also a lot of war and disparity. You know what I'm saying? There's like a lot of beef and shit going on between the two neighborhoods, which been going on since before my time, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on. My mom said, my pop said, they all said that shit been going on for over 60, 70 years, man. Don't nobody really know why, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, fortunately, I just never got caught up in any of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because I walked through Fifth Street, I walked through 7th Street. I got love in both neighborhoods, and you know, I got love for both neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And of course, like I said, I'm from 7th Street. I rip 7th Street the day till I die. But it is what it is, man. You know, I just try not to, you know, cause any problems between neither of the two neighborhoods, man. Because, you know, my heart got a lot of love in it, man. For a lot of people.
Right. So where did you I guess where did you first start school at?
I started school in the public school system, man. Francis Scott Key School, actually, 7th and Wharf, 8th and Wharf, South Philly. You know what I'm saying? It was in first grade. After that, my mother became ill. I remember about the second grade, my mother, she became ill. And I wound up going to stay with my grandparents who lived South Philly, still just across Broad of 18th Street, 18th and Tasker. So I think I did second and third grade in another public school, Childs Elementary, 17th and Tasker. And then after that, man, you know, my family seen like it would, or my family thought that it would be best for me to go off to a boarding school, private boarding school, because it was just a better opportunity for a brother like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't want me to get caught up in these streets like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I came from a neighborhood where it was just a lot of craziness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my family's name and family's legacy, you know what I'm saying, was pretty much, you know, known in the streets too. So I guess, you know, my grandparents, my mother, you know, all those that cared about me just wanted to give me an opportunity, as they, you know, thought it would be, to rise above, you know, a lot of this street shit. You know,
okay.
So I went off to boarding school here right here in Philly called Girard College, and
okay.
I got my primary education there, and I wound up being there for about 8-9 years.
What was that like? That transition?
It was rough, man. You know, because I got sent away when I was about 8. You know what I'm saying? I was about 8 years old.
So this was like an overnight type.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
You stayed in overnight. You came home on the weekends. You know, you lived on campus. It was like a college style campus. You know what I'm saying? And a big wall around it. All boys school when I first started. After a year or two, me being there, they got a girl, or I should say they got a female student enrollment, and they had the young ladies come up into the campus, and they was on campus up until like the 4th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
While the young men, you know, was 1st through 12th, and the young ladies, you know, populated the higher grades each year. You know, they would graduate on to the next grade, and eventually it became a full co-ed school over the years. But it was a good experience, man. You know, it taught me to be a thinker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it taught me to I learned how to think for myself up in that joint. You know
okay.
What I'm saying? Like, I learned to format my own, you know, conscious, you know, ideas, and you know, just I learned to question things. You know what I'm saying? I learned to not just accept any and everything that someone was, you know, putting on your plate, sitting in front of you.
What was it? Was it more through like you questioning what students are putting in front of you, or questioning authority, or
just questioning authority, questioning
okay.
life? You know what I'm saying? Like, because you had these so-called great teachers, you know what I'm saying? These educators in there that were, you know, highly acclaimed. You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to be the best of the best. You know, when it came to the, you know, education, and a lot of them were. You know, we had some good educators up in there, man. But I challenged a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? I questioned a lot of them. I questioned a lot of the things that were taught. You know what I'm saying? I challenged a lot of authority. You know what I'm saying? It was just me. I was young. I was growing. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't about to just have somebody tell me something without me actually doing my own homework or research. You know what I'm saying? To figure out whether or not what they were telling me was right and exact, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't just tell Mike to pitch anything and he just
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I questioned a lot when I was a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? And that just made me thirsty for more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like every time somebody would tell me one thing, you know what I'm saying, I would question its validity. You know what I'm saying? I would research. I would study it, and if I found just one little small, discrepancy in what it was between what they were telling me and what I read, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to research it. You know, I wanted to find out, you know what I'm saying, like why was it different from what I was told? I challenged a lot of things, man, in life. That's just my personality.
What was it like a strict kind of situation, or was it fights? Was it?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Picture a juvenile reform school type situation. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of boys behind a wall, man.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
It's a bunch of young boys behind a wall, man, and it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of young, wild, uncontrolled energy.
Okay. And this is kids from all over the city.
Kids from all over the city. Kids from all over the state. Kids from out of town, out of state.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Kids from all over the country. It was like being in a juvenile reform school. The only difference was the mentality of the student body. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a bunch of kids that had promise. It wasn't like the children was a bunch of wild and crazy, you know what I'm saying, delinquents.
Okay.
We were, I should say, we were a bunch of kids that showed promise, man, that had a little something up here. And I guess, the school was intended to nurture those things, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that we wouldn't get lost in the sauce, you know what I'm saying? Like we could nurture, what we had up here and then use what we had up there to become something in this world, to become something in society, you know what I'm saying? To be, productive out this joint, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it had an adverse effect on a lot of folks too, you know what I'm saying? Like wow, you were set there to become, a student. A lot of dudes, man, turned to criminology, man, being in a place like that, man, because
it happens.
It happens. it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like you start to, you put a bunch of thinking minds, you know what I'm saying, and give them a bunch of intelligent, you know what I'm saying, books to read, and people create and form their own thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you start to say, well, I wonder how I can use this intelligence, for my own purposes, whether they be, malicious, nefarious, good intentions, whatever. But,
right.
Some criminal minds, I should say, was definitely created in a place like this. You know what I mean? And I just so happen to be one of them.
right.
But it is what it is.
So as far as like, let me say it like this. South Philly knows Micah not scared to throw a punch.
Nah, Micah not scared to throw a punch, man. Micah plenty punches. He got punched plenty times. Micah punched plenty people, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, man. You grew up, you know what I'm saying, South Philly, boarding school, you know what I'm saying? Like all you know is, protect yourself, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the streets of South Philly, they rough, you know what I'm saying? Especially where I came from. The boarding school, it wasn't no cakewalk, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought, yo, yeah, you go to this, you know, boarding school, you nerd, you know, this, that. Man, I'm behind the wall with a bunch of niggas from all over the city, man. Situations just like me, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you take, you know, a bunch of impoverished kids, man, with promise, you know, hungry, starving, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
got families at home that come from single, you know, broken homes or single parent homes. You know what I mean? You got a bunch of dudes all around the city, man, in the school, you know what I'm saying? And
So
you know, you got to throw punches. You had to throw punches in there. You had to throw punches in the streets. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
you remember your first fight?
Huh?
You remember your first fight at Gerard?
Do I remember my friend? Yeah, my first fight in Gerard was actually me getting beat up by a bully. You know what I'm saying? But shit, that's how you learn, ain't it?
That's right.
How you learn to fight. I mean, I was like I think I was like 9 years old or so, and the kid he might have been a little older, maybe a year older than me or whatever.
Okay.
He didn't want to like he whooped my ass, and he just sucker punched me. You know what I'm saying? I tried to swing back at him and shit, but he was a little bigger, a little faster. You know what I'm saying? They came and they broke it up. You know what I'm saying? But that showed me that I had to get my fight game up. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
so you know, I did that. I got my fight game up. You know what I'm saying? And it was what it was, man. Like I said, I won some, I lost some. That's life, man.
That's the game.
And shit, you know what I mean? After that day, man, you know, one thing I did have was respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing you wasn't going to do is disrespect me. I don't care how big you was, how small I was. You know what I mean? You wasn't going to disrespect me because I was the first to swing from that day on. I didn't care how big you was. You know what I mean? I was a little dude too, but I'll swing on you.
Right.
I mean, I'll swing on you with the quickness. You know what I mean? It was just that because I had to let you know, like, I ain't the one. You know what I mean? You ain't going to just come pushing me around, you know what I mean, trying to, you know what I mean, treat me like I'm a little fucking nut or something like that. It wasn't happening. You know what I mean, so I swung first a lot, you know what I'm saying, up at that school. You know what I mean, and it was just that. And I earned my respect from swinging first a lot too, you know what I'm saying? Like when it came to the fight and shit, you know what I mean? But that wasn't really who I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta adapt, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta hold your own, man. You know what I'm saying? So I had to protect mine. Yeah.
So while you were there, is that where you kind of discovered the music, or was it
During that time? You know,
Okay.
I was, like I said, I was about 9 years old, 8, 9 years old, and I think I was home for like the summer vacation because you pretty much stayed on the school campus, school grounds for, you know, the school year. You came home on the weekends, and then, you know, early June, they let you out for the summer, and you know, you go home for the summer, and then you go back to the campus in September when school started up again. But I believe it was like one summer, man. I was about 9 years old, and I came back home, and man, my boy Kenny that I spoke about earlier, man, he was big with the rap thing, you know, and like he was like a big brother to me, man. And I mentioned to him, I was like, man, I want to rap too, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I like that shit, man. I want to rap too. And he was like, well, come on, we gonna write a rhyme, you know what I'm saying? And he helped me pay my first joint. You know what I mean? I was about 9 years old, man. I remember that thing still to this day, man. You know what I'm saying? He helped me pay my first joint. You know, it was old school. You know, I'm super lover undercover. You know that kind
Okay.
of type shit. But
what was on the radio at that time?
oh man, Fat Boys. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Kumo D, Treacherous 3. You know what I'm saying? I remember what was her name? Lady B. She had the show, right, the hip hop show on Power 99.
Mhm.
If it wasn't 99, it was another station right before 99 got it. But I remember hip hop was like just blowing up around those times. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And but yeah, you had Run DMC. They was on. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was early Dana Dane. You
Okay.
know, rappers like them. Man.
So you was like 9, 10 around Fat Boys.
9, 10 years old. So this had to be about 8, 9, 10 years old. It just had to be 81, 82,
Okay.
80. You know what I'm saying? 81, 82, 83, somewhere around there. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, hip hop was relatively new. You know what I mean? And,
Right.
my boy was good, man. I'm talking, he had done already won a couple of little local talent shows, you know what I mean, rapping on the mic and everything. He went by the name of Teen Ace. I'll never forget this. Teen Ace.
Okay.
And, he lived a few doors down from me, and I said to him, I was like, man, I want to rap, man. I like you, 'cause I seen him do it. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Right.
man, that's fly. Like, I want to do that, man. And he, you know, we'd be playing the Atari 2600, and he'd
Right.
spitting this little, and I was like, man, you got to show me how to do that, man. Like,
Right.
he was like, come on, I'm going to show you. And he taught me how to, you know, to pen my first rap, man. He helped me pen my first rap, man. And we did it in little spurts, you know, in the neighborhood for different people and whatever. And I started getting a little recognition in my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, as a young boy for, you know, spitting little rhymes and whatnot. And
What was it? Was it like your first rhyme was nervous, or was it like, yo, I wrote this and I'm ready?
I mean, I was nervous, you know, when I wrote my first rhyme, you know what I'm saying, and I had to recite it for a couple people. I think the first person I recited it for was my mom, you know what I mean? But,
Okay.
But I was nervous still, you know what I'm saying? And then we had this porch, you know how porches in Philly, they got the railing or whatever. We had the porches and stuff, and we would stand on the porch and use the porch like the stage.
Okay.
And rap out on, you know, and the people from our neighborhood, they would come to their front doors because they would hear us, they'd be like, what the heck, you know? And they would come out to the door and be like, and I remember one time we was out there doing it, and a family that lived across the street from me, they came to the door, and a couple of my good friends, Kingsley and Antonio and all of them, Sharon and all of them, they came to the door and they was like, that's you, my God. I was like, yeah, you know, they were like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So
that was the first stage right there.
Gave me, you know, that gave me the courage to feel like, all right, maybe I can do this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just kept writing, man. You know, as a kid, even when I would go back to the boarding school, you know what I'm saying, I would, you know, do my studies and all that. But when I had free time, man, I would just try to pen little rhymes, you know what I'm saying? And I would just write rhymes. It was another dude that lived in my neighborhood that used to like to rap too, you know what I'm saying? He actually wound up, you know what I'm saying, blowing up with shit, you know, Tariq, you know what I'm saying?
For the Roots.
We from the same neighborhood. Blackbutt, he lived around the corner from me. So it was times when we was young, you know what I'm saying, that he would even actually come around my block, you know what I'm saying, or we would bump into each other in passing, and we would just, you know, we spit little rhymes with each other, and, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, what's up? He would, you know, say his little rhymes, I say my little rhymes, whatever. He was good too, man. He was good then, you know what I'm saying?
What age was this?
Around 10, not
okay,
older, because some time went by between the time I first started rapping, you know what I'm saying, and the time that he and I figured out that we both liked that, you know what I'm saying, that we both loved the art, you know what I'm saying. But I might have been around 11 now, 10 or 11, you know what I'm saying. He probably a year or so older than me, so he probably about 12, you know what I'm saying. I might have been about 11, you know, and we were just young boys, same neighborhood,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's kind of like
that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when we seen each other, it was all love, you know what I'm saying? We used to do our little raps and stuff. He was good at freestyling. I wasn't so great at freestyling. He was better at, you know what I'm saying, like that. But, you know, we rapped together, man. I used to hold my own, you know what I'm saying? We did some things, man. And then, like I said, I didn't see him so much until later on, because I was away at boarding school, you know what I'm saying? And,
right,
you know, we wouldn't see each other all the time as young kids. But then when we became, you know, teenagers, 16, 17, we started to see each other a lot more, because I wound up leaving the school and he was back home. So we started, you know, mixing it up a little more, you know what I'm saying, later on as, you know, older teens or whatever. But, yeah, you know, it was fun, man, you know what I'm saying, the early days.
All right, so at this time, like you said, you was you kind of did your first show, because you was on the stage on the block.
You know, on the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like we would practice on the porch, man, and do shows for like the people on our street on the porch, you know what I'm saying? And it was me, my man Kenny, who went by the name of Teen Ace. I was Mike P at the time, because I used, you know, my real name, Mike P.
Right.
And then I had another cousin, God bless, man. His name was Ralph, man, and Ralph Dove. and
Okay.
he passed away. But he was part of the group too, and I want to say it was called Fantasy Force. I'm almost certain that that's what we called ourselves, Fantasy Force, and we had this one joint. It was like that, y'all. My eyes is colored brown. My name is Mike P, and I'm ready to get down like this, y'all. Now that you heard my MC Teenage is who I'm being like this, y'all. You know,
Right.
Cousin Ralph came in and he said, my sign is Scorpio. My name Ralph Doe, and I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And then we would just go into our, lyrics after that, man. We was young and we was having fun doing this hip hop thing, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I fell in love with it early, man. You know what I'm saying? I think, Rapper's Delight was like, one of the first joints that I heard that made me just be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was, I'm an early age, you know what I'm saying, old school MC, you know what I'm saying, hip hopper, man. Like it was just really just getting started, man, and I fell in love with it from then, man. And
So this is at a time this is at a time where before everybody started to rap. So it's like
I mean,
it was
no Eric B and Rakim yet.
right. Okay.
There wasn't any KRS One yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, even on a hood level, it's like
Oh yeah.
very
And the
few.
hood level,
Yeah.
there wasn't nobody in the hood rapping, man. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We had a dude named Disco Dave, I think, you know what I'm saying, from my neighborhood that was doing this thing, you know what I'm saying, back then, old school dude, you know what I'm saying? But there wasn't nobody in my neighborhood that was rapping. I was, I was pretty much, one of the pioneers of hip hop when it comes to 7th Street, South Philly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if not the pioneer, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Reek, he was doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't in the streets. He wasn't in the hood like I was in the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was one of the first dudes in my neighborhood to really take that thing seriously. Besides my mentor, you know, what I'm saying, the dude that turned me on to the game. You know what I'm saying? He was probably the front runner of hip hop in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Back in the '80s. You know what I mean? And I was right there on his hip. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But, by the time mid '80s, early '90s came around, it was me. That was me. Like South Philly, 7th Street hip hop. Is me. You know what I mean?
So when did it start to kind of accelerate for you from we doing it, we raw, we on the porch to
I was about 16, man. I was about 16 years old, 16, and came home, was at the barbershop, neighborhood barbershop, my homeboy JoJo. And he was like one of my best friends too, you know what I'm saying? And he cut out his basement. You know how niggas got barbershops in the basement, barbershops and shit. And I used to rap, you know what I'm saying, in the barbershop. Like, that was my thing, you know what I mean? Like, niggas, yo, I got a new verse, you know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all want to hear it? Yeah, Mike, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might beat box or like slide in the tape that got an instrumental on it or whatever, you know what I mean?
okay.
But came down to JoJo's one time, man, and he was like, Tobe want to meet you. Everybody knew who Tobe was, you know what I'm saying? Tobe was like the neighborhood boss, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I'm saying, what the fuck you want to meet me for? You know what I'm saying? I ain't in them streets like that.
Right.
Like that. You know,
Right.
He was like, no, we turning you rap. He said he want to hear you. Like, word? I'm like, yeah. So he called me over to the barbershop one day when Tobe was in there. And he was like, young boy, I heard you rap. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? Want to hear something? He's like, yeah, all right. You know what I mean? So I spit for him. And then, shit, right after that, man, he just started taking me on he took me on his way, man, you know what I'm saying? And started taking me around and just, we didn't really make music though from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to like see what I had, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he was testing me, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was checking me out to see, you know what I'm saying, what I was made of and whatnot. And we would go to the library. He would take me. There was a library in Broad Morris in South Philly, man. And we would go up to the library, man. He make me go up to the library. He make me get books, man.
How old was he at this time?
If I was 16, he was about 21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah, he was about 7 years older than me, man. Yeah, I mean, so well, I was 16, so 7 years would make him 23. So yeah, he was a little older than me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He would make me read, bro. He would make me sharpen this. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no just be ignorant in his presence. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He was the type of brother that wanted you to, you know what I'm saying, grow your wits. You know what I'm saying? And he would encourage you to grow your wits. You know what I'm saying? Like to sharpen that shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't want no dummies around him. You know what I mean?
But he was looking for you for music or just
for me for music, man. But he was, I guess, trying to show me the business side of things, man. And he was a businessman. Okay. So he was trying to get me sharper when it came to the business aspect of things. You know what I'm saying? Understanding life in itself, understanding how everything ain't always gonna be fair. You know what I'm saying? Understanding ebbs and flows, ups and downs of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning to enhance my vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? You know, even though, you know, I had gone to this public or this private school and, you know, got a pretty good education, you know, I still talked like I talked, you know what I'm saying? I still, you know, I had a little street slang and whatever. And he just wanted to make sure I didn't lose that sharpness that the boarding school gave me. So he didn't want me to leave the school, come to the streets, and then just turn out to be a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't lose what you got. You know what I'm saying? So he made sure I stayed sharp on those things, man. He kept a book in my hand, bro. And you know, I appreciated that. You know what I mean? Because it showed me a different way of living. You know, it showed me that you ain't got to always, you know, show your street element, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, talk with the slang or the, you know what I'm saying, the cuss words or however, you know what I mean? I use it all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, when it's fitting. But
he was known as a street dude.
Yeah, he was a street dude.
Okay. So
money get a hustler. He
right.
Gangster, you know, type.
Okay.
He was a money getter. He was a hustler, man, and he was one of the best that ever done it. You know what I'm saying?
Did it change the perception of other people when they saw you rolling around with him?
You know what? I was too young to even care if it did. I don't know. I wasn't concerned with what people thought about what they thought about me when they seen me rolling with him. You know, I know my mother was a little concerned because she knew, you know, a little bit of who he was. You know what I mean? She was a little concerned about my associations and, you know, what I might get into. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was my life. I was going to do what I wanted to do. And I moved wisely. You know what I'm saying? I learned from him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was about 16, 17. And we just learned a lot. I just learned from him. I learned a lot of things from him. You know what I'm saying? Over the course of the first 6-7 months of our relationship, you know what I'm saying? While I was writing music, he would take me to different studios, you know what I'm saying, to meet different people, but we wasn't recording nothing. From the beginning, we weren't recording nothing. We was just meeting people and trying to learn the ins and outs of what the music business was. You know what I'm saying? He had like little catalogs and business books and stuff that he was trying to learn from himself, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It was a learning experience for him too as well. He was just a businessman, street business, and he was trying to convert, you know what I'm saying, some of his street savvy and his street knowledge into a legitimate, you know what I'm saying, enterprise.
Right.
You know what I mean? We were supposed to be the first Rockefeller, bro. So I see that, you know, lightly, but it's some truth to that, because there was some artists here in Philadelphia had our label, because he opened up an independent label.
Okay.
I was one of the first artists signed to that label, but there were other artists here in the city of Philadelphia that we got an opportunity to, you know, like jump on them.
Right.
We could have did some big things, you know.
So at this time he was like, he already had a label established when he met you, or
he actually opened up the label when we met. He said, man, we're gonna open up a record label, because, you know, I was producing song after song after song. You know what I mean? I had made like maybe 4 songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hadn't recorded them. I was just writing them.
Right.
spitting
Okay.
off on 'em.
Okay.
He was like, yo, you just write. And he was like, yo, you know, I got a couple of other people that I know that make music, and he was pretty much just trying to put together a label. He had a little rock band. He had a little girl group or something.
Okay. So he was outside the box. He had a rock band.
Yeah, he was thinking outside the box, man. He had a rock band called Culture Shock, man. Like, it was a rock band, you know what I'm saying? There was another female group, you know, kind of like on the Destiny's Child type vibe, you know what I'm saying? It was like 3 or 4 young ladies, they could sing.
That was all South Philly, or he was reaching?
Nah, they was from all over the place. The rock band, I think, was from like out in the suburb of Delco or some Delaware County or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he was going around. He was getting, you know what I'm saying, different artists from different, you know, areas and stuff like that. He was really putting together a label, man.
Oh.
And it's called Tobeat Records, Tobeat. He had a partner named Gerald Minus. His name was, they called him Beetle. So together, Beetle, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so you know, they was trying to do something real big, man, and you know, things just didn't develop the way we wanted them to, man, because of some tragedy, you know. So it's life, man.
Walk me through before that. Like we kind of get to that.
Okay.
But what once the label was established,
Yes.
like he established the label, what was some of the things that y'all would do as far as like record industry? Because at the same time, I want to say this is before social media and all of that, so it's like you gotta kind of hit the street.
Yep.
In order to get the name.
Man, and that's exactly what we would do. We would beat the streets, man. We would go to like different high schools. You know, say like my promotion was like in the high schools. I was trying to catch the youngins before they, you know, got corrupted. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Even though my music was kind of corrupting, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, well, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was just trying to promote to the younger audience. You know what I'm saying? I think it was 1991, 92, 92ish. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we was trying to we were just trying to, you know, hit the younger audiences, man. You know what I'm saying? So we would go to the high schools, we would go to the recreation centers, the community centers, in different neighborhoods, and we would do I would do like little 2-song sets in the high schools. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they set it up. His connections was long and strong, man. Like, they had it to where as though I was doing promos in Gratz and West Philly High, over in Southern, you know what I mean? Like, I was just in the high schools just doing shows, man. Like, I would be like, I don't know, like, at the talent show, I guess, and I would be like the special guest or whatever, and like and do my little set, you know what I'm saying? And then I was doing a lot of little things down in Atlantic City and up and down the Eastern Seaboard, man. Like,
so he was taking y'all all of like
they like Tobe and Beetle, man. They had somehow the connections, man. Whereas though they knew some people, man. Like, they was taking me up to Power 99. I was meeting Kobe Cole, Cosmic Kid, DJ Ren. Like, they was taking me places. I did the Howard Music Conference down at Howard University. I went to Jack the Rapper convention in Atlanta. I'm saying, forming the East Coast Showcase. You know what I'm saying? So,
so at this time you was out of school or what happened?
I graduated in '91.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, this shit, I immediately following my high school, man. You know, 7-8 months after out of high school, that's when all of this started kicking off for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I was, like I said, I was doing the rapping and all that before all the high school, but like soon as I graduated high school is when I met this dude, man. A little while after, I should say, I can't say soon as, but a little while after high school, man, I met him, man, and things started taking off for me, man. And like I said, I was going different cities, you know, East Coast, you know, Philly, Baltimore, DC, you know, places in Jersey. So one basketball place, played for Sixers. He had a club over in Jersey. I performed there. Up for several different groups back in the day, like when it first started kicking off, man. You know
okay. You remember any of the groups?
Oh yeah, man. my first show, the first group I opened up for, or the first act I opened up for, that was really known as Master Ace. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Master Ace over at the Trocadero, 92, 93, 92. Yeah, I got to excuse me when it comes to these dates. Yeah, I actually so many of them, but yeah, then Transit Culture, you know what I'm saying, over at Mahorns. I've been on stage with a lot of different dudes. I might not have opened up for them, but I've been on stage with J. Rue. I've been on stage with Digable Planets. What was the other boys? Soldier, not Soldier, Farside.
Okay.
Farside. You know what I mean? Like, I know all them dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
J. Rue, the Damager, you know what I'm saying? I done been on stage with him, backstage. You know, Mos Def, Talib, Corleone. Like I said, I ain't opened up for all them dudes, but we've been in the same venues.
Right.
You know what I mean? Performing and stuff like that. I actually opened up for KRS-One too.
Okay.
When I was with this one group that I used to rap with back in the day. So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got some, you know, names of one of my built people out in far away stages I done been on.
So at this time, it was Lord Aaqil.
Lord Aaqil.
Was it you have entourage with you, or was it kind of what was going on?
91, yeah. Because before I met Toe, and he was like, you know what I'm saying, I like you, and I went on that little thing where he was taking me around and being my mentor and showing me things. Prior to that, I was in a rap group.
Okay.
You know, like prior to that, I was in a little rap group, and it was me and a couple of homies that, you know, from the streets. One of them now I went to that school with, Gerard, you know.
Okay.
You know, when I hit the streets, we formed, you know, we reconnected and got a little rap group, and I wanted my whole group to get signed. You understand what I'm saying? Like when Toad, when my man JoJo introduced me to Toad, it was Toad want to meet you.
Okay.
When I met Toad, you know, I brought it up to him. Well, you know, I got a group. You know what I'm saying? He was like, let me hear. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just like, well, I just want, let me hear him too.
Right.
He liked him, man.
What was your group from the hood?
They was from a hood, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
From my hood, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
Some of the brothers was from up north, you know what I'm saying? One brother was from Southwest Philly, one of them was from like uptown, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
So you think it was like a thing like he wanted a South Philly artist? Well, no, because you said he was picking up artists from all over.
yeah, nah, what it was is, man, they weren't polished. You know what I'm saying? Like we were a group and we was trying to do our thing, and they were learning, and you know what I'm saying? They were coming up, they was doing, and they were my friends, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so by them being my friends, I was biased to their talent level, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't care if they was really, really good or not, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They were my friends. And I wanted them to be just as successful as me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So, but, you know, from the business aspect of it all, and I guess from his, you know, point of view, he was like, they weren't ready, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So he didn't want to sign me and my group, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't offer them to deal with me, you know what I'm saying? And I was kind of conflicted about that, you know what I mean? Because I'm young and I want to leave my boys and go on to the, you know, maybe possible, you know what I'm saying, getting a record deal without them, you know. But I guess they understood because, you know, we talked about it and I let them, let me go do this.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Just open some doors and then I can come back and you know what I mean? We can, you know, kick them doors down together, but just let me like kick in the door and then, you know what I'm saying, and I'll open it up for y'all, you know, play like the gatekeeper, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I guess feelings and personalities and emotions and all that shit was, you know, affected, and different people felt different ways about different things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it drew a little wedge in between me and my boys, but we was able to bring it back together afterwards, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So they would be like kind of supporting some of these shows or not really?
Well, the one homeboy, you know what I'm saying, he that was in the group,
Yeah.
I took him with me on my Lord Aaqil venture. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
It wasn't like I was going like Like it was like, you know how Bus got Swift Star?
Right.
This one got that one, you know what I'm saying? My one homeboy, because we was real tight, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I took him with me to the Jack the Rapper thing, you know what I'm saying, in Atlanta, and he was my sidekick when I did my shows, you know what I'm saying? He went to DC and these places. He was on these show tours with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was my homie, you know what I mean? And you know, so I kept him with me, and he supported, you know what I'm saying? And he was waiting for his time, but I guess, you know, like I said, man, like, that business, man, is funny, man. It's a real, you know, like, you could be tight with a nigga one day, man, and the next day them motherfuckers is gone, man. Really, motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, got something to say about, you know what I'm saying, something. And then this shit just ain't the same, you know what I mean? But we didn't really have any problems, you know what I'm saying, me and my squad, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We didn't have no problems, you know what I'm saying? It was Mike that stepped off from the squad, he did his Lord Aaqil thing, now he coming back, you know what I'm saying? And then the squad was the Rhythmic Freaks, you know what I'm saying? But we had plenty of different names. We went by so many different names. The squad that I was in, man, we changed the name. Like, it seemed like because we had a lot of different projects too, you know what I'm saying? Every different project, we changed our name. We had different members come in and out of the group, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a pretty big movement, you know what I'm saying? The Lord Aaqil thing was just something, it was just a separate entity on its own, but you know what I'm saying? We were still doing music other than the Lord Aaqil thing, me and the crew, you know what I'm saying, in the streets and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
So in this era, it's like, I mean, just keeping it real, it's like, this is every young kid that want to rap.
Mm-hmm.
This is their dream.
Yep.
To get to the point of a first video or first even get to the studio, because most people started with a lunch table or a beatbox, and you in the studio. So how did that how did the Lord Aaqil project, the Check It Out project, how did that come into play?
What do you say? Are you asking me like how did it develop?
Like walk me through that project.
Okay. All right. So, he took me around to see a bunch of different people, and we landed at a place called Bad Boy Studio or something like that. You know, not the same as Puffy, you know, fuck that. But Bad Boy, you know what I'm saying? It was a studio.
Okay.
Up in Uptown. It was like off Ogontz Ave somewhere.
Okay.
And we met a guy named Darren. And Darren was a producer, and at first I thought it was supposed to be a project, like a demo project that I was working on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the person that I was under in the beginning. And I remember Tobe saying to me, all right, we're going to record those 2 songs that you always rapping, you know what I mean? Because I had been rapping these songs for. He said, we're going to record them, and then I want you to record maybe 2 more.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, that's 4. I bet, you know, in my mind, you know, 4 songs equals an EP, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, so you're going to get your EP out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it a demo EP, or is it just, you know, an EP, whatever? Being young, being impressionable, like, I didn't ask many questions, man. I didn't know the business side of a lot of things back then. You know what I mean? Right. I was a young boy. I just wanted to rap. I trusted Tobe. He was from my neighborhood. I trusted his knowledge of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because I had none. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm like, fuck it, yeah, come on, let's rap.
Right.
Yeah, let's record. And we went into the Bad Boy studio, and I recorded a song called Kid What's Your Name, a song called Check It Out, a song called Kick It Like This, and a song called Camilla's Story. Those were the 4 songs that I recorded. And they were all commercial because it was the kick in the door type stuff. I wasn't trying to give them no hardcore material, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So I had to be real cautious and careful with my lyrics and how I delivered. Like, I didn't want to Like it was it was that era.
Right,
It wasn't the internet era. So you're trying to appeal to record company executives and stuff like that. So you don't want to be too raunchy. You don't want to be too crazy. You want to have some commercial shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of this music was commercial music. You know what I'm saying? To get the eyes and the ears of the industry. You know what I'm saying? Cats. You know what I'm saying? And we recorded that, and I thought it was a demo.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, nah, this is EP.
Okay, surprise.
But he didn't say that. And see, I gotta go back to explain some things. During the production of the project, Tobe got murdered. So he never saw or heard the finalized product.
Okay.
So
this is in the middle of the
in the middle of production, man. I'm talking in the middle of us recording my initial project. My man got murdered. And we finished production without him. And the other executives in charge at the record label where I was signed began to call the shots. And I believe it was them that changed the project from a demo project. It was like, all right, we just gonna make it into an EP.
Okay.
And that's where it went. You know, we turned the Check It Out project into an EP. We shot a video, and then I ain't produce or make new music for them ever again.
So with him passing away in the middle of a project,
Yep.
I'm sure that's gonna make energy shift.
You gotta understand, man. I met him. You know, I was. Check this. Understand this at the beginning. I ain't had no daddy. You know what I'm saying? I went away to boarding school. You know what I'm saying? So all my life I was looking for a big brother, a role model, somebody that showed interest in me enough to, you know what I'm saying, want to spend some time, just the time alone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when my man Joe, my homeboy Joe called me and was like, you know, this Tobe want to meet you, and he asked me about my rapping stuff, and we started, you know, hanging, and he started showing me stuff, teaching me stuff, man.
What's up?
I kind of felt like, man, this nigga got love for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I felt loved. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't know him from a can of paint, bro. Yeah, the fuck with me like that.
Right. And he didn't just jump right into the music. Like you said, he was taking me places.
He wasn't trying to exploit me like that, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I felt that love, bro. He would go in his pocket, reach out. Here, take this. Get this in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put this in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and this was before I produced any music for anybody, for him, anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to show me how to be a fucking man, bruh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which was something I had never gotten from nobody other than, I mean, I had it in spurts, you know what I'm saying? I got a cousin, an older cousin, you know, my cousin Eric DeVore, you know what I'm saying? He's there for me, you know what I'm saying? And then my house masters, the gentleman that, you know, provided care for me when I was up at boarding school, you know what I'm saying? They were good positive role models, Dan Garrett, Marion Saunders, you know what I'm saying? So I had men in my life that provided, you know what I'm saying, positive images, but this dude came into my life and was in my life on a personal level on almost every day, man. Like, so when I lost, I would go, how you think that shit made me feel, bro?
Yeah.
It was like having a big brother that you never really had, man, or a big, you know what I'm saying, homie that you never really had, man, and they were showing you the love and the attention, and they was helping you to maybe live out your dream, you know what I'm saying, helping put you on the path to live out your dream, man, and the streets took him from all of us, man, all the folks that loved him, man. it didn't just crush me, man. It crushed my whole neighborhood, man. It crushed the whole village, man, the whole society, man. I could still picture the pain in his mother's eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? His sister's eyes, man. He had just had a child not too long. His first child was born not too long before his situation, his unfortunate situation. And man, it made the whole hood sad, man. He was loved by like everybody, man. Like I'm talking, this man was like, you had to know him, man. You had to be there, you know what I'm saying, to understand the magnitude of what I'm saying about who this man was to a whole lot of people from 7th Street, South Philly, man. And when we lost him, man, it crushed me, man.
Did that kind of motivate you to keep going with the project, or yeah?
I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to handle those emotions. It didn't motivate me. It did almost the exact opposite. I didn't want to fucking make music ever again. You know what I mean? For a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's why once I finished the project, I did go on and finish the project. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I didn't have it in me to finish nothing else. I wrote 2 more songs after that. You know what I'm saying? Like immediately after that, I wrote 2 more songs. One was a dedication song to him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I never was able to record it back then, though. You know what I'm saying? I've since then recorded it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never released it. You know what I'm saying?
Was it like an emotional reason why you couldn't record it at the time, or was it like just politics of the game?
It was a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to record it for the fucking record label that I was. You know what I'm saying? Like once he died, I felt like the other 2 or the other executives, you know what I'm saying, that were in charge of Tobeat Records, I don't feel like they handled business like him.
Okay.
You know okay. They don't get me wrong, they weren't bad men. You know what I'm saying? And they did the best that they could in trying to, boost my career and get my career into it. But I don't think they just wasn't him, man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't motivated to work with them like I was motivated to work with him.
So you could kind of feel that he was the brain of the operation.
He was the brain of the operation. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was the dude that came and found me, right?
Right.
He was the one that came to show. I met them through him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, he was the person that, my loyalty was to, you know what I'm saying? Just from the fact that all the shit that he did for me before he made one fucking song, you know what I mean? So, like, once I lost my OG, man, it was just like, I don't feel these niggas. I don't know y'all niggas like this, man. Like, and I ain't really feeling this vibe. Like, I ain't really feel the direction in which we going. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not motivated. I ain't trying to make music for you. Like, I ain't trying to make music for y'all. Like, I still got it in me a little bit, but right now my head is all over the place. And for real, I want some fucking money right now. Like, it was just too many other things, too many distractions, you know what I'm saying, that could keep me, you know what I'm saying, away from my target, you know what I'm saying, and they fucking did, you know what I'm saying, the distractions. That's why I think he was trying to do what he was trying to do in the beginning. Like, initially, keep me focused.
He had a vision.
He had a vision, so that's why he was trying to keep me focused. They couldn't keep me focused. They couldn't keep me focused. While I was signed, to the label after he was gone, and I was still signed at the label, and I was doing all kinds of shit in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and a couple of homies, we turned to the streets to support, you know what I'm saying, our little small weed habits and shit.
Right.
We young boys with little weed habits and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we did what we did, and you know what I'm saying, and the streets just started to consume me, man. Like I was hurt. I was in pain, so I started acting out. You know,
right? Okay.
Robbing niggas, beating niggas the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, just
starting to come out.
This shit, the hood shit started to come out. You know what I'm saying? Because I had that big brother mentor, the motherfucker that was, you know what I'm saying, that I had found and was like, yo, I ain't had it. I ain't had a motherfucker to say, yo, calm down, chill out. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't give a fuck no more. You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about, because we talking about this project. So let's talk about Check It Out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you turn on the video to check it out, first thing you see is 7th and Snyder Avenue.
Yep.
Why 7th and Snyder?
It's fucking on flame, baby. Born and raised, 7th and McKean, you know what I'm saying? But the whole general area, you know, we call Snyder Ave, 7th Snyder Ave, McKean Street, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm born and raised 633 McKean Street. So between 6th and 7th, you know what I'm saying? And neighborhood 7th Street, 7th and Snyder Avenue is the main cross streets. So, you know what I mean? I had to wreck my hood. I had to show you exactly where I was from, you know what I'm saying? Straight from the rip, let you know, being proud of my hood, that's where I'm born and raised, and you know what I mean? That's what it is. 7th and Snyder. Day I die, nigga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing that when we click on the video, we see let's cut to it. We see some famous faces in that video.
Right.
Now we see Amir Questlove on the drums.
Yep.
How did that happen? What was it? Did Soul bring you Amir?
No, I knew them. I knew them. I had done, like I said, I think I mentioned earlier, Black Thought.
Yeah.
Questlove's partner. Black Thought is from my neighborhood. We live a hop, skip, and a jump away from each other, around the corner.
Okay.
At my door, you walk a minute to the corner, walk 2 minutes to the next corner, that's his house.
Okay.
2 minute walk, 3 minute walk from my house to his house. We grew up together. When we reacquainted ourselves with one another, when we reconnected back, you know what I'm saying, like when I got out of the boarding school, I was 16, 17, I bumped into Reek walking down the street one day. This nigga said some shit like, yeah, we doing a street show down on South Street, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, word, okay, you know what I'm saying? At this time is when I was rapping with the group that I said I had, I'm like, all right, word, you know what I'm saying? We want to try to slide through there one day, you know what I'm saying? Slide through and see what y'all doing, you know what I mean? So one day, me and my squad went down South Street, and we saw him and his squad down there, and that's when Tariq introduced me to Questlove. There was a white boy he had named Rubber Band, Josh something, you know what I'm saying? But they was standing outside the Baby Gap, you know what I mean? And they had an upright bass, they had a fucking pair of old ass drums out that bitch.
So this was the original Roots crew with the bass and all of that.
It's
okay.
The original Roots crew before they got signed, before they was known to any fucking body. It was a white boy with an upright bass. His name was Josh.
Okay.
Calling him the Rubber Band. You know what I'm saying? Like a rubber band.
Right.
It was Questlove. At that time, his name was Question. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't Questlove, he was Question. And it was Tariq Trotter, and they was Black Thought. He was always Black Thought. And they was on the corner of the motherfucking South Street, right there with the Baby. It used to be the Baby Gap. I guess that's a Pass Yunkin South. Right there. And they was right there on the corner. And they was boom, 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 boom.
Right.
You know, doing that shit, and Reek was saying his little hip hop rhymes, and it was jazzy. It was groovy. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? And me and my squad, we went down there, and we checked in with them, and we was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? And Reek explained to me what it was that they was doing, and I was like, all right. So, they had another set, and when that next set came around, I think I jumped in and I started freestyling with him, you know what I'm saying? And it became a thing. You know what I'm saying? It became a thing where, me and my squad would, not all the time, but every so often, you go down and enjoy. We would join them. We wouldn't, because I don't know if that was the only place they did that. You know what I'm saying? I think they might have did that there and other places around the city, but that was the one location we knew them to do it at, and we would join them there from time to time.
So at this time, this was before you recorded Check It Out.
This is before I recorded Check It Out.
Okay.
This is before I recorded Check It Out. So as I'm with my group, and me and my group are writing our songs, we're going down, we're hanging out with Tariq and all of them, and you know what I'm saying, they on South Street, and we busking, I guess that's what they fucking call it. But I ain't never heard the fucking term until the nigga said that shit that day.
Okay.
Yeah, we out there, they rapping, you know, we standing around, this, that. So I get the idea, like, well, yo, shit, start walking down the street and start collecting people for these motherfuckers. Or just start bringing people to the show. So, you know, while they was on the set and doing in between sets, you know, we would step off to go get slices of pizza, this, that, and the other. We would promote.
Right.
Yo, we're going to be down there on South Street. You know what I'm saying? On the corner in about 15, 20 minutes doing a street show, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people that I knew from me and my little squad doing our own little music anyway, you know what I'm saying? So we would tell people that was personal friends of mine, personal associates of mine, personal associates of all of ours, you know what I'm saying? Yo, come down to the corner. We're going to be down there.
Okay.
So eventually that corner grew, man, you know what I'm saying? Instead of it being, you know, 5 to 10 people that, you know, randoms that just stop and listen, you know how you be out there playing, the random stop and they listen for a little bit. Man, it became a thing where those randoms, it wasn't randoms. Motherfuckers was seeking out that corner to come stand and watch this show.
And that was what? 5th and South, 4th and South?
More past Shunk and South. Yeah, so it's like 5th and South, like in between 5th and 4th and South, yep. And it got to the point where people would literally pull up and stand there, like people would actually seek out that show. You know what I'm saying? They would come down there with intentions on seeing if we were there. You know what I'm saying? And seek out the show. And it got big, man. It got big enough to where as though the streets was filled. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It got big. Different artists from different places started coming around. There was a brother named Crumbs.
Okay.
All right. Crumbs was associated with the Roots more deeply than I was in the very beginning, because when I actually came down and met Rubber Band and Questlove through Tariq, Crumbs was already associated with them.
Okay.
He was already associated with Rick, Rubber Band, Questlove, and everything. And if I'm not mistaken, he was an unofficial member of their little squad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he had a squad called Crones and the Po Folk, and they would be down there. So it would be a lot of different rap groups, man. A lot of little Philly-based rap groups, man, that was down there. You know what I'm saying? And they would all be rapping. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't just be the Roots. You know what I'm saying? It'd be the whole folk. It would be me and my little squad. It would be a brother named East Saint. It would be a bunch of little hip-hop dudes from the city of Philadelphia down there spitting. You know what I'm saying?
So Quest, he was pretty much the house drummer for the block.
The house drummer for it, though. You know what I mean?
Okay.
The Rubber Band was like the house bassist for it, though, but it was a whole bunch of it.
Okay.
You know, it was a whole bunch of us, and he was just drumming, and Tariq would be rapping. It was a Roots production. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was their thing. Like, they were the ones that, you know, came up with the idea and all of that stuff, but it wasn't just them down there.
How did you get them on your project?
I asked them.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. While we were doing all this is during the time, I go back to my neighborhood, I hit the barbershop, that's when I bumped into Tobe. You know, this is doing all the same time.
Okay.
And that's what Tobe was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I heard you rap this, that, and the other. I told him about my groove. He was like, no, I ain't you. Hey,
Right.
I said to them, I said, yo, man, I got me a little deal. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I got a little deal. I got a little indie deal, man. Independent record label deal, man. They're like, you know, they congratulated me and everything. I'm like, oh, wow. Of course, me being the dude that I am, I want everybody to eat, bro. So I'm trying to incorporate anybody that I can in the project as best as I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, I want you to produce a song for me. I want you to rap on a song with me. Okay. He never rapped on a song with me, but he produced a song with me. You know what I'm saying? And he wound up rapping on a song with me. You know what I'm saying? So
this is Quest.
Questlove. He produced a song with me. He laid vocals on the song with me.
He wrote them?
The vocals?
Nah,
I wrote the vocals. He just like ad-libbed some of the vocals. You know what I'm saying? Like the hooks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like secondary, like background vocals and stuff like that.
Because this is like the only time I've ever seen him rap it.
Yeah, he rapped on their first album. He rapped on their Organics album.
Okay.
Album that I'm on, like, because I was on their first album too. It was an album that they didn't release here in the States originally. It was released overseas. That's
Okay.
another story. Yeah. He had a few background lyrics and vocals on my project on a song that he actually produced.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just went to him and asked him. I was like, yo, can you, and he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, when I asked him, I still wasn't, at the time, I wasn't I didn't know whether it was an EP or a demo.
Okay.
So I was just like, yo, I'm making this tape. I'm making music. I just need you to make a like, I couldn't even describe to him exactly what it was, whether it was an EP or a demo or whatever. Right. He was under the impression that it was a demo, I believe, because I was somewhat under the impression that it was a demo anyway. But we made Kick It Like This together. He and I, Chris Love and me, like, we made this song called Kick It Like This, and it was like a little banger.
Okay.
And yeah, so I just asked him.
So he basically at this time he knew you well enough to it's not a stranger. This is like he knew you well enough to pull up. And
Yeah, well,
okay.
You gonna fucking do a production with a stranger on and
Right. You're right.
like you trying to make it. You trying to be famous.
Uh-huh.
You ain't gonna just motherfucking go give your talent away to no stranger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we was trying to make it together. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's the understanding that I had. You know what I'm saying? Back then, like I know you, you know me. We making music. I was on. You know what I'm saying? A couple of things with y'all like so. Yeah, like I ain't no stranger. You ain't no stranger. You don't be well enough. You have been to my house a few times before that. I'm gonna put a fucking meal on a plate and sat in front of you once or twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that point. You know what I mean? So yeah, you wasn't no stranger. You knew who I was.
Okay. So after this got recorded, and how did the video come into play?
We recorded the EP, and then we recorded the EP during the recording of the EP. Like I said, Tobe died. That's what Beetle and another guy named Mark Abrams came to me, and they was like, well, listen, we want to continue with the project, and what'd you think about shooting a video? And that put some shine back in me, you know what I'm saying? Like it lightened me up a little bit because I'm young and a video is a video,
Right.
You know what I mean? Shit, nigga can be shoot a video. So I go shoot a video. You know what I'm saying? So I smiled at that, you know what I'm saying? I embraced that. And we shot the video. We shot a video for the Check It Out song off of the EP. And once again, I said to them, hey, I'm shooting a video. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't have to tell them because they weren't part of the Check It Out song. He hadn't done any production on Check It Out. He'd done production on Kick It Like This.
Right.
You know
But you had shouted out multiple groups to check it out.
Multiple groups and Check It Out. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the whole concept. Check it out meant check it out. Check out their music. Check inbound. Check this group out. Check this group out. Check it out. Check us out. You know what I'm saying? Basically, so I had shouted out several rap groups, you know what I'm saying, that was part of the Foreign Objects, which was a coalition that we had, a group of it was a conglomerate, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a bunch of, different little groups, and we came together. It was like a hit squad or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
So that's like pretty much a name for everybody they used to pull up.
It was our posse.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The word, we used to use the word posse. Like, squad, that creek. You know what I'm saying? But everybody used to pull up. It was originally called the Square, but it was originally called the Square Roots. Okay. Square Roots, the Foreign Objects. You know what I'm saying? It was originally called Mad Noise. It was originally Square Roots, Mad Noise. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But then they went from the Square Roots to Mad Noise, Square Roots to Foreign Objects. Then they dropped Square, and they became the Roots and the Foreign Objects. Then they just dropped the Foreign Objects all together, and it was the Legendary Roots Crew and whatever the fuck else they went on to do with, Right. I don't know nothing about none of that, you know what I'm saying? But for a period of time, like I said, in the early days, before they was signed, before they was famous, before they knew anything, I'm talking, shit, these niggas, you know what I mean? Yeah, they was right there beside me. I was right there beside them, damn near, you know what I'm saying, on a personal level every day, you know what I'm saying? Not even crazy. Like, it was days when no music being made at all, you know what I'm saying? We just hanging. We had a spot called the Nicarests, you know what I'm saying? We used to hang out, you know what I'm saying? And You know, we just be at different people's. We had each other's spot all the time. You know what I'm saying? They had these managers named Cricket and John Nett.
Okay.
We used to hang out over Cricket and John Nett's crib. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just we was a bunch of homies just hanging. You know what I'm saying?
What was the energy like on the video set?
On my set,
Yeah. Cause I know it's at this time.
Questlove was excited.
Okay. Cause it's a bunch of people that, like this is their first video that was
I like anybody
for everybody, right?
Everybody in the crew.
Okay.
Everybody. It's the first time any of us was getting a visual.
So they had a feeling of, or I'm assuming they had a feeling of like, we all doing this video. Like this is
That's what it was supposed to be.
right. Okay.
It was a Lord Aaqil video, and I wanted to shine the spotlight on everybody, bro.
Right.
I wanted everybody visuals, man. I wanted everybody to be seen. You know what I'm saying? I wanted everybody to have a cameo. You know what I'm saying? I wanted everybody's face to be seen in that video if it's possible. You know what I'm saying? I had nothing to do with the editing of the video, so some people's faces didn't get seen the way that I wanted it to be. But yeah, I wanted like this song and this project. Like I said, when Toad first approached me and was like, "Yo, we gonna do this, but I don't want them and I don't want them." You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want them either. Okay, that's a whole totally different story. Like I had a little squad too. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't want, but these dudes asked me to ask him, you know what I'm saying, about maybe hooking them up too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
like once I told him about my independent record shit, you know what I'm saying, and who he was and this, that, and see if he want to invest. And I did. And he came and he listened to them one time at one of their little events or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He ain't like that stuff either, you know what I'm saying? He liked my music. He didn't like the music of the squad that I was with. He didn't like the music that they was making. Not to say that it was bad music. He just did this.
Wasn't his taste. Okay.
It wasn't what he wanted. He wanted some straight shit. He wanted straight, hardcore, straight shit. And he knew I could give him that. He was just like, we just got to crack through the door on some commercial vibe first. So,
Right.
but yeah, that's where it was.
Okay. So the energy. So it wasn't like.
Yeah, well, man. Oh, you asked what was the set like? Of course, Love was excited.
Okay.
I was excited. We were all excited. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We shooting a video. Mike is shooting a video. Lord Aaqil shooting a video. Let's get down there. You know what I'm saying? So I had all my squad on the set.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And a couple of squad members couldn't make it to the set. You know what I'm saying? And I was disappointed about that, but most of the folks that made it down there was squad, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to, like I said, make sure that we had a good time and that this video was shot right, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you though, man. I ain't feel Rich vibe, you know what I'm saying, at my video shoot.
Yeah.
I felt everybody else's vibe at my video shoot, but I feel like he was like, you know how you get the motherfucker that stand in the corner and just watch everything?
Okay.
And they don't really show you whether it's any displeasure or any pleasure, and like you can't grade them. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell whether they vibing with you or rocking with you or not. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, that was the vibe I got. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he showed a little bit of energy when off camera we was like doing a little freestyle little session. You know what I'm saying? Like at the video shoot, and we was just, while we were actually filming the video, we was just like busting it up and smoking and shit, freestyling and shit. He showed a little more energy during that part of it. But during the part of the actual video shoot itself, you know what I'm saying? And the camera would come around toward him, he just was straight faced a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of scenes of him in my video, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But he ain't got no enthusiasm, I don't think, in his face like a lot of the other folks did, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but then you was during the era when motherfuckers was trying to look hard and look tough, and you know what I mean?
Right.
So, I really can't, like I said, I couldn't look too much into it.
It wasn't like a you stole my drummer type vibe.
Right. You know what? Like, it was I kind of got the vibe that he thought that I might have been trying to infiltrate their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I might have been trying to step on their toes, but I wasn't trying to step on your toes. If anything, I was trying to motherfucking put you on, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know me. You know what I'm saying? I had love for you, you know what I'm saying, from the rip, you know what I mean, from kids before any of this rap shit even really took off. You know what I mean? So I don't really know how they felt, but I know how it made me feel. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. All right, so the Check It Out video is all wrapped up at this point, right? So how does that get released, or where does that get released?
Well, we never released the Check It Out video once we shot it. And it actually didn't get released until approximately 20 years later.
Oh.
20 years later. That's an interesting story right there. What happened was we shot the Check It Out video in 1992. Once Tobe was murdered, I didn't record any more music with that record company, with Tobeat Records. So everything that I had already made with Tobeat Records kind of like went up on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like I stopped performing.
Okay.
I stopped doing shows. I stopped doing anything. Like I just stopped doing everything. I stopped. I pretty much put the mic down. And I allowed for the time in my contract to just lapse. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give them a little more music. I don't know if I breached the contract or if I don't know what I did. I just know I didn't do shit else for them. You know what I'm saying? As far as the legalities and everything, I never got sued for anything or never got in any trouble. So, it never concerned me. But the everything just went up on the shelf, man. And then
was that the same for everybody else that was on the label?
Yeah, once Tobe died, man, everybody on that label just kind of fell to the wayside. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, the whole label just kind of fell apart. You know what I mean? Because like you were saying earlier, he's kind of like the brains of, he was the brains of the operation. And once he died, man, everybody just went in separate directions, man. You know what I'm saying? It took a little while for everything to fall apart, but eventually everything just fell apart. And I just continued to make music on the streets with my little squad, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
so the streets understood what was going on. Would the label kind of fall apart?
Streets understood what was going on, you know what I mean? The streets knew Tobe got killed. I don't know why I keep saying it like that, but the streets knew we had lost Tobe, and they knew what was up with me. You know what I'm saying? Like people that was close to me in person, in my personal circle, they knew, what I was going through and like how I wasn't really feeling the music thing right then and there. I was on, I was on a mission, man, like to just like, so I was angry. You know what I'm saying? Like music wasn't my focus. I was, I was vengeful. I was angry. I was, calling myself wanting to get revenge for whoever did what they did to my man, you know what I'm saying? It was out of my league. I wasn't in that, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
I mean, being young and having the mentality that I wanted to kill the world, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but the streets understood. What happened with the Check It Out video, to answer your question, and how it got released was 2010, I get a phone call. 2010, I get a phone call from the old executives from my label.
Okay.
I'm sorry. 2012. 2012, I get a phone call from one of them reached out to me. I don't know how they got in contact with me, but they reached out to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they was like, yo, it's this dude out in Milwaukee who wants to re-release the Check It Out EP. And I'm like, huh? They like, man, Cat Out Milwaukee. Shout out to my man John over at Dope Folks Records in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by the way. John Custer. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he wants to re-release the Check It Out EP. And the video. I said, what you mean? They said he wants to repress the old EP, redistribute it as a 20-year anniversary project. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
and this is a record. This isn't this like wax.
this wax 12-inch.
Okay.
He repressed it up, man, and was selling it, man. And now in 2010, I had read something on Discogs, and Discogs was saying that my Check It Out EP was valued at $499 for one copy of the EP because it was labeled a rare classic.
Okay.
Project. And, you know, it was so rare, and because of, you know, the associations with the groups that I had, and the people that I had work on the project with me, by them reaching, I guess, a certain level of celebrity and reaching a certain level of fame, what it did is it marked up my project, because it was actually the first known project that they was actually recorded on. That
Right.
was known to be recorded on.
So this actually charted then. At that point, yeah.
It's charted. It's charted overseas, man. Like,
Right.
I actually made a certain list where it was number 89. It was on like certain lists with Michael Jackson and other artists like that. But I actually made a top 100 list as far as value.
Okay.
There was one copy of my EP that sold to a collector for $499. So it's valued really high in other places outside the United States, you know.
Right.
And yeah, so the guy John Cooster, he wanted to reissue the album because it was what it was. And so in 2012, he pressed up a limited amount of them.
Okay.
And he reissued those, and he sold them for profit. You know what I mean? And he also got rights from the old record label, myself, to release the video for the first time ever, actually. The video had never been released.
Okay.
He never released the video back when we made our attempt to release the EP back in '92. We never released the video. Now, the EP got some play, you know, back in the day in '92 on radio stations, you know. And the video actually made it to a underground video station, Channel 48 back in the day. So we did release it, but it never really got me shine.
Right.
Everything, like I said, after about '93 just got lost. You know what I'm saying?
Channel 48, that's Urban Expression.
Urban Expression.
Okay.
Video played on that back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like a few times, you know, and I would get phone calls from people, oh, yo, we saw your video. So let me correct that. The video did get released back in '92, but it was only released on small platforms, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then everything got pulled. You know, the EP didn't get any rotation anymore. The video didn't really get any rotation. And then 20 years later, pow, you know, all of it popped up on YouTube.
Right.
The guy, John Cooster, he not only pressed up wax, but he put the video on YouTube, he put the music on YouTube, and he did me a real good service, man, because he kind of like re-sparked, you know what I'm saying, the legacy of Lord Aaqil. He kind of like kicked that shit back off again. People started asking questions about me again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 20 years later, I start getting phone calls from people, producers from the Ukraine, dudes from Belarus, like all over the world, started hitting my email and my Instagram and my Facebook and all that shit up, you know, asking me if I wanted to get on projects with them. And, you know what I'm saying? I said yes to a few of them. I you know, declined.
Right.
But, yeah, man, like it made me relevant again after about 20 years, and, you know, certain levels. And I was appreciative of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I hadn't thought of doing music in years, man. You know, I wasn't, you know, I was just aging gracefully. You know what I'm saying? My life had changed in so many ways, man. Like, it wasn't, you know, rap and hip hop and all that shit was still in my heart, but I was hustling. I was in the streets. I was chasing the bag. You know, I was getting at that paper. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the rap paper. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
An MC to have his career, you know what I'm saying, like brought back up after 20 years of it being, you know what I'm saying, on some time.
That's always
That
love.
shit made me feel good, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That I hadn't asked for any of it, so it made me feel appreciated and recognized.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, because, you know, who's this guy out of Milwaukee that wants to hear my music or wants to reissue my music? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
who is you? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And still to this day, John and I, you know what I'm saying? Dope Folks Records and I have a relationship. You know,
That's what's
we
up.
talk from time to time. He actually just released, I'm sorry, a rare and unpublished and unreleased album, a classics album from music that was released between 91 and 99, and I'm on it. You know what I mean? So it was a good thing. I was happy to see that, and like I said, honored to be a part of anything. You know what I'm saying? Once I stopped making music, back when I stopped making it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any of it to be, recognized still to this day in 2024, man. You know what I mean? Shit, that make a brother feel good, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
So right after you released and things kind of started to go south a little bit.
Yeah.
Were you still pulling up on South Street with the with the collective?
Once my EP, you know what I'm saying, did what it did, and you know the buzz of it all started to die down. I got back associated with my group, like I said, the rap group that I was in. Once I stepped away from doing the group thing and to do the EP, I came back. I was rocking out with the Rhythmic Freaks. That was me, a brother named Dame, a brother named Conway, a brother named Ibrahim. And we was doing our thing, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we were still associated with the Roots and everything, and the local hip hop scene here in Philly, you know what I'm saying? We was a big part of it. We was, some of the pioneers in it actually, you know what I mean?
Right.
The hip hop scene in Philly back in the early 90s. And we would pull up on them, you know what I'm saying? We pull up to their little gigs, you know what I'm saying? Wherever they might be, it was a lot of little venues in and about the South Street area, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And little bars would invite them in to do little, gigs and shit, because by then they had done, got enough fame, local fame, you know what I'm saying, the local celebrity to be asked off the corner, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
This is pre-record deal for them.
I'm sorry?
This is like pre-record deal for them.
Yeah, this pre-record deal still for them, you know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
they had, enough of a following, you know what I'm saying, to have the business owners and the club owners in the neighborhood, the bar owners, ask them, hey, you guys want to come indoors and do that set that y'all used to do outside on the street indoors, you know what I'm saying? So by us doing all that, what we was doing outside, it brought attention to that thing, you know what I'm saying? And they would get invited indoors to do the set indoors. So we would go indoors and do the set with them because we was part of the show outside on the street.
Okay.
So we would go indoors and do it with them, you know what I'm saying? When they started going indoors, though, it was more so their thing. You know what I'm saying? They started, filtering out all of the mad noise or the foreign objects, you know what I'm saying? And a few of us got to perform indoors with them, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The entourage was a lot smaller, you know what I'm saying?
Was it welcoming or was it?
It was welcoming, but you could see that they were starting to filter out all the extras, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All the, people that I guess they felt like wasn't going to benefit them in the long run, like enhance their, their image,
Okay.
or enhance that group's, you know what I'm saying, musical, you know what I'm saying, respect, or, you know what I'm saying, that like, make their shit hot, basically.
Right.
They started filtering them out.
What was it like filtering them out, like y'all in the audience
just
or
not being so inviting with allowing them to rap on the mic, you know what I'm saying? Like they can be in the entourage, they can be in the area, they can be backstage, but it wasn't so many invitations to here spit on the mic, there wasn't so the mic wasn't being passed to everybody no more. You know what I'm saying? When the session came around, like, because we had this thing we did called the session, which is a posse cut, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we would do that at the end of a lot of the little shows and stuff that was going on. But that started to not be implemented so much.
Okay.
They would do their show, but we wouldn't do the session. You know what I'm saying? They might pass the mic to one or two of us every now and then. You know what I'm saying? During the sets that we were doing in the inside. For the most part, it was just, you know, background, the crowd in the background. You know, you got your posse in the background, your crowd, your entourage in the back making noise and shit. You know what I mean? So now we just the background, you know, and noise makers and, you know, the hype crew and, you know what I'm saying? We hyping shit up and, you know what I mean? And I'm still rapping with them from time to time, you know, because I was, I guess, one of the ones that they felt like, you know, was still good enough to actually get on the mic when they was indoors, you know what I'm saying? And it was actually a period of time when I interned with them and actually was a member of the group for a period of time because I think Malik was gone, Malik B. He was out, you know what I'm saying, for a reason, or, you know, and they asked me, hey, can you fill in for him? So when we was doing the little shows on the circuit, you know, in the little neighborhood, I would be the MC on stage, like actual incorporated in the show, the full show, you know what I'm saying, for like maybe 4 or 5 shows or so, whatever. And then it went back to normal once Malik returned, you know what I'm saying?
So he was pulling up on South Street too.
Yeah, Malik was pulling up the shows and stuff, you know what I'm saying? He was doing shows with him and everything. You know, he was going through what he was going through, but he was still an official member of the group, you know what I'm saying? Right. He was still pulling up to, you know, shows. He wasn't always at them, you know.
Okay.
It was some turmoil between him and, you know, the rest of the group, the management and all of that. You know, I mean, they had their differences, you know, because, you know, it'd be sometimes when he was expected to be there that he wouldn't. You know
okay.
And I think that's probably what led to them asking me to fill in for him, you know, a few times when shows were, you know, when it was needed. You know what I'm saying?
So the basically like y'all all started out as friends, and once the show started to move indoors and the filtering process happened, was that like a management type situation, or that was like the group being like, look, we got to filter this thing out?
You know what? Like I said, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, the Roots had their own management. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And their management was cool with me. I mean, because this was around the same time they also asked me to go on tour with them.
Okay.
They got offered they got offered to play in a music festival in Germany.
Okay. So
Mowers Music Festival. Mowers, Germany, 1992, 1993, somewhere around that time. I can't remember. Like I said, I'm bad with dates, but they got invited over to Germany to perform in the Mowers Music Festival, and I don't know where the invitation came from. Maybe, you know, from all the little things we was doing in the city and, you know, the little venues we was doing, you know, around South Street, and somehow or another they got an offer to do this music festival. You know what I'm saying?
Did you go?
In Germany, of course.
Okay. Okay.
They, you know what I'm saying, they invited everybody. You see what I'm saying? They took with them a few of the artists that they felt like could, in my opinion, enhance their show. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To make that shit pop. You know what I'm saying? And me and a few other brothers that was a part of the, you know, the entourage, the Foreign Objects, was invited to go overseas with them and perform.
Okay.
All right, this is like I said, this is pre signing. I mean, they still hadn't been signed yet. You know what I'm saying? But we went over to the Moors Music Festival in Germany, Dusseldorf, Germany, Moors, Germany, Duisburg. We was in a bunch of different little cities. We did a couple shows over there, and overseas, and that shit popped.
Okay.
We performed in front of thousands in this like soccer stadium field type situations, and man, it was a lot. It was a lot going on, man. And we sold their EP. They had an EP that an album. I'm sorry, they had an album that they had produced. A independent album that they had produced. It you know what I mean, in in the time since I had done my EP, my Check It Out EP, and us going on tour. In between that time, they recorded an independent EP called Organics on their own independent record label that they had formed in that time. Remedy Records, they did like with AJ Shine and some other people, I don't know, but they formed their own, they created their own EP, and we took that EP with us. I keep calling it EP, I'm sorry. An album. They created an album called Organics, and we took that album with us overseas to Germany and sold it out of our pockets, you know what I'm saying? Like how niggas sell shit out their trunk.
Right.
We sold that EP over in Germany.
So it's tapes, cassette tapes.
It was I think it was when CD was just coming. CDs were just popping.
Okay.
All right, and I think we had tapes, but we had CDs. CDs were just popping, and we had it on CD, and we were selling it for CD, and actually we were selling it for cheaper than what the people over there wanted to buy it for. I remember telling a person, oh yeah, 35, I think it was Duschmark, so you know what I'm saying, that we, because we was in Germany, and they was like, that's cheap, you know what I'm saying? And what we found out is that if a product is cheap over there, then people think it's garbage. So you got to sell it for more.
Okay.
So we was like, well, shit, it's not garbage, so we gonna up the price on it. So we started upping the price on it, and that's when they started buying it. Because then they didn't look at it as trash. You know what I'm saying? So we upped the price on their album while we was there, that Organics album. And what happened was their management gave each of us like a bunch of them to sell. You know what I mean? Like they gave me like 10, they gave this one 10, they gave that person 10, man, I went and I sold my 10 like that.
Okay.
Brought the money back to them, you know what I'm saying? So, cause I'm a hustler. I still, right. The hustle mentality kicked in. So I'm over in Germany hustling tapes, it's like it's coke or something.
Right.
Like, and it is what it is, but I come back and I give them the money and shit, and they like, okay. And that EP sold overseas for a period of time. I think they even released it over there before they ever released it over here. But I was on that EP. And I say all that just to say, yeah, they invited me on that trip because they knew that I was an asset. I wasn't no fucking liability. You know what I'm saying? I was an asset to any and everything that was being done in the hip hop game in Philly right then and that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say that with pride, with pride. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely say that with pride. Anything that was going on in hip hop in the early '90s in Philadelphia, I was an asset to it. Like that means if I'm involved in that shit, it was gonna blow. It was gonna be hot. It wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Shaky, flaky. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
About what it was I was doing early in the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So what was the how would you describe the overall experience of being out of the country? Because we talking about
my first experience. It was my first time being, you know what I'm saying, to Europe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So no, that was an experience. I was young. Like I said, it was 92, 93. I wasn't 21 yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was 19, 20, somewhere around there. So the experience was new, man. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was exciting. It made you feel like you was on your way. You heard? It made you feel like, yeah, like my mama going to eat.
Right.
My brothers and sisters going to go to school on me. You know what I'm saying? Like it made you feel like you was about to motherfucking come up out of that struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because you was in another country with foreigners screaming your name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You on the stage and you got motherfuckers swinging and going crazy, throwing their hands, stage diving. You know what I'm saying? To your music. You know what I'm saying?
So was it a feeling of like, all right, because at this point it's not South Philly, it's not South Street, it's not Baltimore, DC. It's like we in Germany. So was it like we in Germany or y'all in Germany and I'm with y'all?
Nah, I felt like we was in Germany.
Okay.
I felt like we was in Germany because I never felt a separation between us, me and them. up until then. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I didn't feel no separation between who they were and who I was. I felt like we was all one unit. I felt like we was all one squad. Yeah, I wasn't a official member of the Roots crew. You know what I'm saying? I was an unofficial member of the Roots crew. You know what I'm saying? I had been asked to fill in for the Roots crew or with the Roots crew. You know what I'm saying? On their specific show. You know what I'm saying? I had been on their album. You know what I'm saying? I had been in venues and on tour with them. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the rapping Nord of the fucking Roots crew, nigga. You know, Nord was down with Mobb Deep and shit like that.
Right.
He might
right.
not have been in the fit, but you knew Nord was down with them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I felt like I'm that nigga. Like, whether you call me official or unofficial, y'all know me. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
It's hip hop game. Know me. Know that I'm associated and affiliated with y'all. It wasn't too much I had done up until that point without putting y'all in it. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't too much I had said on wax without, you know what I'm saying, throwing y'all names, you know what I mean, like name dropping. So, you know, in my hood, you know, anytime anybody asked me about hip hop music, they asked me about Tyreek. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whenever anybody asked me about anything when it came to music, they asked me about them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, Mike, you doing Mike, and you don't give, you know, like when I was in my mindset, it was we squad.
Right.
We squad.
And it's hard,
It don't need no titles. We squad.
right. And it's hard to tell the hood anything different because I'm sure the hood looking at it like y'all over in Germany at that point.
We squad. Why am I with y'all if I ain't squad?
Right.
Why you asked me to come to Germany with you? You know what I'm saying? They took the little shorty, the little John Shorty Nomas too. I don't know if you remember her. She was cool with De La.
De La Soul.
saying?
That's right.
And she was in that Eagle tripping video. She don't the name in that something little light skin John. We took her, you know what I'm saying? Or they took her
Okay.
with them and us to Germany too. She was on that tour with us too. So they took a lot of little folk that already had their little, you know what I'm saying, a little wave, a little motion going for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They took a lot of people that already was doing something, you know what I'm saying, in the game to enhance, I believe, their image. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Make they shit hotter.
So when y'all got back, was it back to music for you or what was it?
When we got back, shit changed quick. Like, I think that deal was what got them signed. I'm almost sure that, like, they got their deal from that tour. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We went on that tour, we show improved and shit. Motherfucking, these niggas came back with a fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? Record deal. And when they came back with a record deal, motherfuckers was happy for them. Everybody was happy for them. Shit, these niggas got signed. You know, that's the ultimate goal, right?
Right. Right.
I wasn't signed no more.
Okay.
Because I had left Tobeat Records alone, you know what I'm saying? Tobe died. I wasn't signing no new contract with the other execs over there. So I wasn't signing no more. We was happy. They was signed now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was the ultimate, you know what I'm saying, goal was to get signed to a major, and they did it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So we back fresh off the plane.
Yep.
We back in Philly.
Yep.
We just was over in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
What was the vibe like? Like, was it? You said it started to move kind of fast at that point. What was the vibe like? Like, what was your goal at that point? Was it back to the music, or was it I gotta eat? Or was it both?
Let's see. Back from Germany, I was inspired to make more music because I had just seen something I had never witnessed before, which was a crowd of fucking folk go crazy over the music that me and my friends was making. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just seen 10,000 people in an audience. You know what I'm saying? Go crazy when I jumped out on stage. You know what I'm saying? I just walked to the front of a stage and had multiple hands reaching for my pant legs. and screaming, it, people crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? Big noise. You know what I mean? It felt like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like I said to you before, I'm looking at it like, and mama ain't got to struggle no more. You know what I'm saying? I might have made it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might be it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, is this it for me? Like, am I really about to blow? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is shit really about to take off for me? You know what I'm saying? I'm not, like I said, I'm not looking at it like this is their thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like this is our thing, because whether I'm officially or unofficially a member of the group, you would expect if they blow, you gonna blow too.
Yeah. At that point, you was officially on the plane.
Exactly. I was on officially on the plane with you. Like, so if I can officially be on the plane and officially be in Germany with y'all, if anybody blow, we gonna officially make sure the next motherfucker blow too, right? That's what you think. You know what I mean? So when they got signed, I'm like, shit, they got signed. All right, I'm going to get me some features. I'm going to motherfucking be able to do my thing, and, my name going to be known, you know what I'm saying, through them, of course, you know what I'm saying, and then I'll be able to step off and and bring my squad in. I'm looking at it like, look, one hand wash the other, and everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I would never motherfucking get a bag, bro, and the niggas that was, you know what I'm saying, shooting in the gym would be, don't get motherfucking some of the chips out the bag, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm not going to sit down to eat at the table, you know what I'm saying? Smorgasbord and motherfucking feast, you know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers that I remember, you know what I'm saying, that was with me before I had the feast, looking through the window, rubbing their belly. I'm not going to let that happen, you know what I'm saying? That's my mentality. So I didn't think nobody else would do the same. You know, I'm thinking we all think alike, bro. But we all think alike. You know what I'm
So basically, if they coming back with the deal, I guess the next thing that happens is what they start to record the album, and
yeah, I guess they started recording their first album. You know what I'm saying? And they called us in there to do another posse cut like we had did on the original Organics album that didn't get released over here.
Okay.
They called us in to do a posse cut. They didn't release it.
Oh.
When then we did a posse cut for that first album after Organics that they signed, that they was doing, that they were doing once they got signed to Geffen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We went in to do the posse cut, but I don't remember that shit getting released. I ain't never heard it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I remember going to the studio to record it, but I ain't never heard the second posse cut. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't think nothing of it. And then
so it wasn't really a discussion of like, what happened to that? Like, we was all in Germany, we recorded this.
Ask questions. I don't ask niggas questions about their business, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's their business. They ain't release it. They ain't release it. I wasn't asking them, what happened to the songs? What happened to this? What happened? You know what I mean? I was focused, like the question you asked, I was focused on getting bread and making music. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of both. You know what I'm saying? When I came back, my mindset was both. I was inspired to make music because, like I said, I had just seen some things I had never saw before. But I also wanted money, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I was stuck in between a rock and a hard place, man, because I'm like, let's make this music, but the music wasn't being made as fast as I needed it to be made. And I'm gonna be, all right, so there's a story that I didn't tell you, and I maybe should tell you this. When we came back, I'm making music, like I said, with my little squad. They signed. Now they, they about to record their album, you know what I mean? Because they signed now, so they got to get in the studio and record an album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it just so happened that at that time, me and my squad, we were working with a certain producer boy here in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really known. He had some beats, you know what I'm saying? He was nice on the beats, you know what I'm saying? And a dude that was in one of the members of my rap group, all right, one of the members of the Rhythmic Freaks was a straight up roots groupie.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna keep it funky with you 100%. One nigga that was in my group wanted to be in their group so bad, he was a fucking groupie. You know what I'm saying? Like, he loved them niggas so fucking much. Like, everything that we did, he had to run back to them and tell them about to get their approval to see if it was this. It got to the point to where as though this nigga started trying to emulate them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, he was asking us in our group to basically be very similar in style and creativity to the Roots.
Okay.
And he was trying to basically take a page out of their book and incorporate it in our shit. And I wasn't with that shit really. Like, I mean, like, I'm like, all right, I fucked with them, you know what I'm saying? I made music with them, so I know they style. I like it. But I want to make my style of music, like, it's a little different, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not trying to be them, you know what I'm saying? Well, what happened is
Real quick, what was the main difference in the styles?
I'm from the streets, nigga. I'm rapping from the streets. I'm talking street shit. I'm talking drug shit. I'm talking good shit. I'm talking, you know, lifestyle shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they were more cultured. You know what I'm saying? More Afrocentric in their music. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that I ain't have the knowledge of self to be able to speak on the things that they were speaking on, because, you know what I'm saying? I did. You know what I'm saying? And I do.
Okay.
But, you know, at that time, hip hop was making a transition. They were more native tongue, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, more, you know, Jungle Brothers, De La, you know, or Diggable Planets type vibe type. I was more, you know what I'm saying? I can fuck with that, but I'm more KRS-One, Public Enemy, Dead Prez type. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can see where you see where they can link. You know what I'm saying? Like KRS-One and Dead Prez and all of them is similar to, you know, the native tongue in a certain way when they come to their political affiliation, and then, you know, saying that them trying to teach and uplift the people. So, you know, I'm militant more so, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They kind of militant in their thing. That was Malik's and militant, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
you know,
right.
So Malik was kind of militant, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of like where we connected, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really vibed with Malik B a whole lot more than I did anybody in the Roots when it came to their music styles, you know what I'm saying? Rick was my man. We grew up together and I knew him from the hood, but I fucked with Malik's style more than I did Rick's. Not to say Rick wasn't good, Rick thorough, you know what I'm saying? But Malik was just one man. Like, we were similar, you know what I'm saying? In our delivery and our mindsets, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
we was different in style, kind of, you know what I'm saying? I appealed more to the streets, they appealed more to the colleges, you know what I'm saying?
Now, how do you think that how you think that happened with y'all being 3 minutes apart house-wise, but, you know, appealing?
Rick was never really street oriented when as a child, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rick was always no disrespect to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just wasn't no street nigga.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he was a Renaissance man at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was picking up the books, man. He was educating himself. He was learning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was learning the things that we, you know, strive to learn now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, he was educating himself, man. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, you know what I'm saying, to his street cred, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't no straight nigga.
Okay.
And I was. Bottom line. I was in coke houses. I was in drug spots. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was playing with little hammers and running around South Philly, you know what I'm saying? I was doing the things that my immediate, you know what I'm saying, environment had exposed me to.
Okay.
Whereas though he was pretty much protected and shielded away from that stuff a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he was I guess guarded in a sense to where though he was I guess guided, you know what I'm saying, in a way where I was a little more misguided than he was. Okay. And it showed through our learning. You know what I'm saying? Through our teaching showed through our behaviors, kinda. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a good dude, man. Not to say, you know what I'm saying, I'm not a good dude. He wasn't into the shit that we was into.
Okay. Okay.
It was more focused on being successful in life and being a positive influence in the world. You know what I'm saying? Where we was, you know, get it how we get it type. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We was on some shit, and we gotta live. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It is what it is, and it was a difference between Malik, me, and Tyreek. You know what I'm saying? We all had love for one another, but it was a little difference in our personalities. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And yeah, so
with Quest is a little bit older than y'all.
yeah.
Okay, so being older, you kind of see things a little bit before everybody else. So you think that might have created a separation, or was it just nothing to do with that?
I think he had a different idea of what he wanted to do altogether when it came to music, coming from the musical background he came from, his father being, famous jazz musician, you know what I'm saying, and all that. I think his idea of what it was, the end game was for him, was different than ours. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I don't think hip hop was his love. I think music is his love. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
think he's just a musician, period. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it wasn't just hip hop music that he wanted to do. I think he got involved in hip hop music because that was, you know what I'm saying, like the lane for him at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his introduction to music. You know what I mean? But I believe he's more of a universal musician. He's doing it all. You know what I'm saying? From grunge rock to R&B to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The classical music even. You know what I'm saying? He's talented in that way.
Right. Okay.
So I don't think his vision was the same as ours to begin with, like as far as like what Endgame was for him. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be a musician, bro. I wanted to be an MC. You know what I'm saying? And I think what happens when, one person is more of a musician and the other person is more of an MC is that you start to see things, you know what I'm saying, in your future more clearly, what it is you can or won't or willing to do, the type of music you ain't trying to step your foot, you know what I mean? Like shit you're not trying to do. You really get more clear image and picture of what it is and who it is you want to be, and you know what I'm saying, in that game. And I don't think he and I wanted to be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't even a producer. He's more of a producer. I wasn't producing nothing at that time. You know what I'm saying? I tried my hand producing later on, but I wasn't producing at that time. You know what I mean?
So you in a new group, well, not new group, but you and the Rhythmic Freaks.
Mm-hmm.
What so y'all were basically recording at the same time that they were recording their first album?
So basically what it was is they got their contract, or they got their album deal, okay? And me and the Rhythmic Freaks, we were recording, we paying for this shit out of pocket, because I'm in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And me and another member of the Rhythmic Freaks, he in the streets with me, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The other two members wasn't in the streets so hard. But we paying for this shit out of pocket. We using the money we making in the streets, you know what I'm saying, to pay for this studio time to make, to get this project done. I'm like, fuck it, I ain't with Tobeat no more. We're gonna fucking make our own little album. Fuck it, make our own little indie album. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we got enough following between the people that we met when I was doing the Lord Aaqil stuff and the people we met with the Roots and all that. We got enough following, to make our own little project and make it pop. You know what I'm saying? So we in the studio and we recording music. We recording songs. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking groupie nigga in my group that I said wanted to be a part of their group.
Okay.
He's going back and letting them niggas know everything we doing, where we at, what studio we in. He's like, oh, we met this producer boy, and he's good, and he's this, that, and the other. So you know what happens, right? Is they sign. These niggas are signed. This nigga in my group tell the Roots niggas about the producer boy how good he is, so the Roots niggas is looking for production.
Okay.
I mean, there's a producer, of course, but they looking for a studio that they can work out of. You going back telling them that we got this ideal situation. What you think gonna happen? The person at the studio see hey, I'm working with a group that's not signed, or I can be working with these motherfuckers that's signed.
Okay.
Because he introduces them to one another. The nigga in my group takes and introduces Rake and them to the producer board.
Right.
So what happens, bruh? The producer board see money. He like, oh, a signed artist versus an unsigned artist. Who I don't get money out of? I don't fuck with them signed niggas because they got the budget.
Right.
So what that do? That pushed us to the back burner.
Okay.
Every time we supposed to be in the schedule, we scheduling appointments to come in and make our music and shit like that. We getting excuses and shit now. Oh yeah, I'm busy. I can't this, that, the other. Yeah, I can't do this. Oh yeah, well I got another session that I gotta handle. I gotta, and I'm looking at this shit like this shit kind of funny, man. Like we've been fucking with you for a minute. We come in every time we come, our money right. You know what I'm saying? We got our time slot. You giving us a time slot. We in there. We ain't going over the time because we just that good with what it is we doing. We going in there and we getting our shit done. We spitting out our vocals. We ain't in the booth forever and shit like that. We,
right.
Beats is getting knocked out. We being productive. And then we just get halted because you ain't got time for us no more because mother niggas' money is, coming in faster than our money is coming in. They got bigger money. They got a bigger budget. They got a timeline that they got to have their shit done by because they signed. So you rushing them, you putting them in front of us. All right, I get it. But it's the way you did it, man. Like, it wasn't like you had a conversation with us and explained it to us. Like, listen, man, let me work with this signed artist so we can get some money in this fucking studio because we need the bread. Yeah,
right.
Nah, you just started fleeing us. I don't do well with motherfuckers that flee me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, treat me like I'm like you could just fucking kick me to the curb. I ain't never been a nigga that can do well with that type shit, man. So fuck it. Like I got mad, man. I got like the street in me came out. You know what I'm saying? Like I got upset, and I fucking took everything. Like fuck you in your studio. Like if you gonna keep putting niggas in front of me, I've been doing my thing in this studio with you for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my squad, we try to eat, man. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna lie, I was immature. You know what I'm saying? I let my emotions get to me in this case, but I'm looking at shit like, man, I'm trying to eat, man. I've been working with you for X amount of time, man, and then now these niggas come along, and now you want to kick us to the curb, put us on the back burner, and fucking start making these niggas music before you make it ours. And the whole time I'm mad at the nigga in my group because you the dickhead, you know what I'm saying, that's running back and forth, telling everybody everything. You dick eating and shit, and you the reason why these niggas got fucking catapulted ahead of us in our own in the studio that we was going to because you running your mouth all the fucking time. So too busy trying to fucking, you know what I'm saying, impress these niggas. You like, if you want to be with them, go over there and be with them. Go ask them to be in their group. If you want to be in their group so bad, go be in their fucking group. But because you're taking food out of your own group's mouth, which is ours, you taking, you know what I'm saying, opportunity off our table and shit, and you allowing these niggas to motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, get the opportunity that we should be having.
So what you mean you took everything? Like you took it on the chin, or what you mean?
Man, I robbed the shit out of that nigga.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Man. Like fuck that. Like if ain't listen, if we ain't making music, if we not coming up in here making our music on our scheduled dates, there ain't nobody making no fucking music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was my mentality at the time, man. Like on some real shit. And you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Judge me however the fuck you want to judge me. Whoever fucking want to judge me. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what nobody think, man. At that moment in time, man, I felt like I'm trying to eat.
Right.
I'm trying to make this music.
How does it look in hindsight?
What do you mean? Like
if
how I feel about it?
Yeah, like if you had to look back at the situation, how would you look at it?
In hindsight, man, you know, and I never really, you know, that's a good question because I ain't never really given too much thought. You know what I mean? It was done. You know what I mean? But sitting here talking to you today, in hindsight, I probably wouldn't have done it had I known the repercussions it will cause. You know what I'm saying? Like had I known how it was going to affect my relationship with certain people, or possibly affect what I think it did with certain people. I think it affected my relationship with them dudes real heavy, simply because when I robbed the nigga at the studio and took every fucking thing, I believe a lot of their music and everything was in the machine. You know what I'm saying? I took it all. You know what I'm saying? And Sonic, ASR 10, MPC, whatever the fuck they had. You know what I mean? We took that shit. So on top of some other shit.
Was it known? Like, we know who did that?
It was talk in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And it was talk in the street that they thought that it was me. They had a suspicion it was me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, I did it with somebody. It wasn't just me. It was me and somebody else that did this thing. But it was suspicion that it was me. It was rumors going around that it was me.
But nobody ever stepped to him and was like, yo, did you do that?
The nigga that got booked, he fucking, he approached me one day, you know what I'm saying? But he couldn't pin, you know, he couldn't be sure. You know what I'm saying? He approached me one day and he had to look in his face and he was trying to like question me, you know what I'm saying? And I just gave that nigga the same shit I get a fucking feds or the fucking detectives. Fuck out of my face, nigga. I don't know what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't had shit to do with it. I don't know what you talking about. He side-eyed me. He kind of felt, you know, the truth in it all, but fuck he was gonna do. And like, he wasn't built to fucking do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? All he could do was question it. You know what I'm saying? But they questioned, you know, and they talked about it, and it was talks. You know what I'm saying? And you heard, you know, little whispers and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed, you know, different people in certain circles started to fucking shy away from me and shit after that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I had a lot of niggas shook, you know what I'm saying, on the streets and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know if they was next. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that was my MO or something. You know what I mean? It wasn't really my MO. I mean, I had got a couple niggas before. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? Shit, it is what it is. I mean, I'm out here trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Like, at that point, it was like, nah, you know, two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I was immature. I was young. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like that was the right thing to do.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? It was the motherfucking nigga thing to do what I did because I was mad. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, niggas, like, like it was a moral thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, you know, I come to you, I give you my bread. You know what I'm saying? We working with you, man. Like, you don't just fucking shit on me and just kick me to the curb and push me to the back burner. And I felt some kind of way about that. You know what I'm saying? Not for nobody else. You don't just push me to the back burner because somebody else, you know what I'm saying, come in here with some money and shit and offer you some money to do the same thing that I'm paying you to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, nah, I ain't appreciate that. And, like, they had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't, like, I mean, was it right? Who knows? Like,
right.
It's 30 years ago. Ain't shit I can do about it. The fuck?
You think it was you think it was like an understanding of, yo, he robbed the studio, he ain't rob us? Or you think it was like people kind of took it like,
I think they took it personally. I think they took it like I robbed the studio because of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think they looked at it like I hit the studio up and took all that shit because they was the ones in there. When it wasn't personal it wasn't personal. I had nothing personal with y'all. I fucks with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was personal against him. It just so happened to be y'all was the niggas that motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just so happened to be y'all was the motherfuckers that he was shitting on me for.
Okay.
He was shitting on me. Y'all wasn't shitting on me. Y'all was trying to handle y'all business. Now, in a way, I kind of felt like y'all knew we was working there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But y'all was only trying to handle y'all business. Y'all had a deadline. Y'all had money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all needed to get y'all project done. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But why come to our fucking what we're working at? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why try to hire the same producer and engineer that we working with at that very moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, why snatch him out of our motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, schedule, you know what I'm saying, to be in yours? Like, and you nigga in my group, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to say this nigga name, you know what I mean? I said it earlier, but I don't want to say his nigga name. But nigga in my group, why you motherfucking going back to these motherfuckers always dick eating, trying to motherfucking be one of them? Like that's all you wanted to be. Like I saw that from the moment that I introduced you to him. Because I introduced him to them. You know what I'm saying? Nigga in my squad, I introduced him to them. And the moment that I motherfucker introduced him to them, that nigga had heart eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Drooling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dickie and this nigga used to sit in the dark listening to their CDs and shit. Like in an all black, darked out ass. Like he was motherfucking in love with these niggas and shit, man. Like he was fantasizing, wanting to be the fucking long lost member of the group and shit. Like, so, you know, I realized that we had motherfucker on my team that was really on their team, and that's when I realized I couldn't fuck with none of the team. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I couldn't fuck with y'all. I couldn't fuck with them, so I fucking formed a new team. You know what I'm saying? And I got some new motherfucking blood, you know what I'm saying, to come around me, man, and some fresh new motherfucking homies, you know what I'm saying, like that I had been associated with, but we started forming our own little thing, and you know what I'm saying, and I went from fucking with the Rhythmic Freaks and the Roots to fucking with my mans and them over at HDB, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. And you know, me and my mans and them over at Hug the Block, we've been doing it ever since. You know what I'm saying? We still brown to this day. We still get down to this day. Right on. And them niggas was loyal to me ever since. And then that's who I fucks with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we made music. They made, you know, we did a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just, you know, eventually realized that I couldn't fuck with certain niggas, man, because they wasn't stand up, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't 10 toes, you know what I'm saying? And it was too many dudes that would fucking be over here and talk over here. You know what I'm saying? They be on this side and go running their mouth on that side. You know what I'm saying? Playing both sides of the fence and shit. And I just wasn't with it. Then it was too many. Then it was a motherfucking rap group that I was, you know, the Rhythmic Freaks, that was trying to set niggas up, trying to get niggas robbed. And this is a totally different nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just had to leave nigga. I started realizing that, damn, like, who the fuck am I around? Who these niggas I'm fucking with? Like when this money and shit start to motherfucking hit the... Niggas get funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers start trying to rob me and a couple of homies of mine, you know what I'm saying? Niggas trying to set us up for robberies. Like shit started getting crazy. So I didn't know who to trust. And I ain't trust no fucking body. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so at this point, you're back in the street. Street shit is going on.
Yep.
Along with the music shit.
Yep. Street shit, music shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to balance that life. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple kids now. You know what I'm saying? So the money got to come. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be like too far away from home either. You know what I'm saying? Because I got daughters. You know what I'm saying? Right. And, you know, they mom ain't really equipped to be able to take care of them by themselves. You know what I'm saying? By herself, I should say. So, you know, I want to be present. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make this money to keep a roof over my head for my kids. You know what I'm saying? The music ain't really popping like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I stopped fucking with these rap niggas, you know what I'm saying? Because they just don't seem like they on business time like the way I'm on business time. And a couple of them seem shady, and they, you know, they doing underhanded shit, you know, they talking too much, like they just not.
Well, let me ask you this, right? All right, so we already at the point where you went to Germany, and you come back, you in the streets, different things transpired. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you had to hit the hit the studio up. You know what I'm saying? And then things like that. So at this point, you was doing your own thing. You got with a group. They was doing their own thing, and then how did it feel when when they finally released their project and you was a part of it, and knowing your whole story and knowing how everything transpired? How did that when that first album was released, like what was the vibe and energy around the collective?
I was like, damn, these niggas actually fucking got an album out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, I was happy for them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, these niggas got an album. Like, but niggas in my hood start saying, where you at?
Okay. Okay.
And I'm like, what you mean? And they're like, why you ain't on that?
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know. Why ain't I on that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then I started thinking, I was like, well, I'm probably not on it because of what I did. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. But it was never a discussion.
No discussion. Nobody never said nothing. Like, the niggas never came. The Roots never came to me and said nothing about how they felt about what happened to the nigga that got booked. You know what I'm saying? Like, the nigga that we took, that I fucking smacked. I mean, like, they ain't never said nothing about nothing to me. It was just third party members that would come back to me and be like, yo, they said you alien, and you know, me in the street, something that's like, who the fuck is you to be asking me this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm denying it to most motherfuckers. I don't know what you talking about. You know what I'm saying?
So while you in the streets, right? When that first record was released, like, there's a line on the record, and you know, rightfully so. It's Black Thought. He says 7 for Snyder Ave. I think it's 7 for Snyder Ave got the flavor
unique or some shit like
right.
that. Yeah, I felt like, nigga, fuck out of here. Like, oh, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of felt like, fuck out of here, bro. You don't come around. Like, don't nobody know you, man. They know you. They know you. They know of you. And and the few people that actually truly do know you're pre-fame. You know what I'm saying? They know you.
Okay. Okay.
You know, and when you lived around here and you was just a regular normal motherfucker. But you ain't never showed that neighborhood no real true love, man, once you fucking got put on, man. Even before you got put on, you know what I'm saying? You weren't really in the streets around there like that. So my thing is when he said the 7 for Snyder Ave got the flavor unique type shit, you know what I'm saying? When he said that, I felt like, you heard me say 7 for Snyder on my fucking album, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like you see 7 for Snyder on the heading of my motherfucking video, you know what I'm saying? It was before your shit, you know what I'm saying? So like, when you start repping 7th Street though? Like up until then, you ain't never said nothing 7th Street. Like, and you ain't never rep 7th Street, you know what I mean? So when he said that shit, I was like, this nigga he trying to rep a hood. He trying to get a home base, you know what I'm saying? Because what's hip hop without having a home base?
Yeah.
Every nigga in hip hop got to come from somewhere, right? And everybody got to have their hood on smash, right? Everybody at least supposed to be able to fucking sell units in their own neighborhood, right?
How did that line hit in the hood?
Everybody play that shit no mind. Everybody was like, all right, yeah, Tariq said something for Snyder, but if you ain't seen Tariq face, what the fuck do it mean? A lot of niggas knew it was fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas were like, yo, he said he's screaming something for Snyder, but that's a legend. That's kind of what everybody was saying. Like, he screamed the hood, but he don't come through it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like, that was what a lot of motherfuckers in the hood was saying. Like, he screamed the hood, he come through it every now and then, he passed through it, you know what I'm saying? He don't get out. You know what I'm saying? He get out on certain streets and say hello to certain people real quick. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't in the hood, like, he ain't pulling over, you know what I'm saying, parking that shit up and fucking standing out there with niggas, man, you know what I'm saying? He ain't, you know what I mean, lacing them up and getting out there running back up and down the court with niggas playing ball and shit. I don't even know if ball was his thing, but what I'm saying is he's not interacting with motherfuckers in the hood for a half hour, 45 minutes, hours, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or just making a day of it, you know what I'm saying? Coming down to the hood and just hanging out in the hood with the motherfucking niggas he grew up with, because you grew up, or you from around here, you ain't come up around here. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, your grandma from around here and your family from, but you ain't really hang around here, you know what I'm saying? You lived around here, but you ain't stomped through here, you know what I'm saying? So it was a difference, man, you know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, I only asked that because as you said, we see the video open up 7 for Snyder Avenue, and that was like, the Check It Out video kind of kicked open the door to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it's like,
nobody screaming 7 for Snyder nowhere, nowhere, no rap scene, no. 7th Street didn't have no motherfucking rap legends, you know what I'm saying? Didn't have no music. West Philly had Will, you know what I'm saying? EST, all them, North had whoever they had, you know what I'm saying? Tough crew, you know what I'm saying? This crew, that crew, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? South Philly didn't have no motherfucking real big MCs that come up out of it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, there wasn't no rappers coming up out of South Philly up until that time that was on the scene, that was actually, you know what I'm saying, like, making noise in the hip-hop game, you know what I'm saying, then before Beans and all them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, yeah, like, South Philly ain't have it. I was like one of the first niggas screaming any South Philly street. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta remember, I was doing this shit, man, when it was groups like Task Force. I mean, I was rapping against them type niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? I've battled Task Force damn near by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was, going up against groups back in the day. Like, I was when 100X and all of them was out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, 100X, motherfucking Lyrical Terrorist, Task Force. The Divine Beings was doing their thing. Rest in peace, my man ASS Smooth and shit, which is, you know what I'm saying? He also South Philly, so he might have been the only other dude South Philly. You know what I'm saying? Me and Rick and him was the South Philly motherfucking MCs during that time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yes, and you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's like, we was during the time, man, where hip hop was just really, you know what I mean? If you know anything about the game, in the early 90s, hip hop that's when it was really just kicking off, like on some old, you know what I'm saying, new era shit. You know what I'm saying? You had your, you know what I'm saying, 82 to 89, you know what I'm saying? 86 was a big year, of course, we know. You know what I'm saying? But you had years in between, but 93 was probably one of the biggest years in hip hop.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right,
and I was right there, right before 90, right before Pac and Big and all of them. That's when we was doing our thing, man. Like, right before all that shit blew up. 91, 92, you know what I'm saying? So we was right there in that era, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, where things was about to really pop off. And unfortunately, pop off for me the way that I wanted them to, which is funny because this nigga in that Narwhal interview, right? When he act like he didn't know who I was, the nigga gonna say, I made it out. He said I made it to the finish line first.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And I'm like, what finish line, nigga? Like what? I made it out the starting gate. I fucking had an EP drop. You know what I'm saying? That's the beginning of it all, nigga. Like, finish line where? You know what I'm saying? Like, how was I? Yeah, dropping that EP. That mean the game was over. Like, we was at a finish line. Like, was there a race?
Like, so seeing that interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was that right there. You could tell that it was nothing scripted. Nah. This is like surprise. That's no rush.
The shit out of them with that question.
So seeing the initial reaction to it, you know what I'm saying, just based on the history that you just laid out. What was your reaction to the way that question was answered?
Felt like I wasn't giving my proper introduction. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanna make me a villain, make me the villain. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanna introduce me as something, be clear cut about what it is you introducing me as. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you wanna say fuck that nigga, then just say that. Fuck that nigga. If you want to say, that's my man, you know what I'm saying? Then say that shit with conviction, like you really meant it.
Right.
But don't fucking beat around whether I'm your homie or not, bro, or whether you know me or not, bro. Don't be confused on who the fuck I am when you know who the fuck I am. And don't speak on my name without motherfucking putting the proper respects on it. Like, simple as that. When I seen that interview, man, I felt like, yo, you pussy nigga, I want to smack the shit out you. That was my initial response, man, in my head. Like, nigga, you know who the fuck I am. Like, why you stuttering? Why you acting like it's a problem when my name is mentioned? Why is it you done did it and all the huffing and puffing and what was your reaction why was your response what it was? You know what I'm saying? Why was it such a hard deal for you to answer the question when it came to what's up with Lord Aaqil? As simple as that. I didn't ask that man to ask you that shit. I didn't ask for none of this.
Right.
So when he asks you a question about me, nigga, speak on my name right or don't speak on me at all. You know what I'm saying? And guess what would be being right? If you didn't fuck with me and you said I don't fuck with him. That's right. Speak on my shit like a G. Like you a G, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Speak about a G. You know what I'm saying? Be a G to speak about a G, bro. Don't be no nut ass niggas talking about me, bro.
Oh.
Alright? Like you can't be no clown ass niggas talking about me, bro. In the wrong way. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not him.
And so they all right, let's keep it a buck, right? it was a lot of time that in between that interview
Yeah.
and the release of that first record with them, right? You had seen them and had interactions with them before during the course of this time.
Listen, man, yeah. Like, all right, so they released that first album.
Okay.
They released that second album. They released that third album. They released that fourth album, fifth album, sixth album. However many fucking albums they got, they've released them. And on each and every last one of them, I wasn't on none of them. You know what I'm saying? On each and every last one of them, I heard voices of motherfuckers that, like, yeah, I remember him. Yeah, and I'm saying, like, okay, they got all these new faces, you know, they got Scratch, they got Mars, they got Rozelle, they got all these dudes that I, you know, and no offense to none of them, I ain't got nothing against them, but I'm just looking at it like, okay, I ain't get offered to do a song like nothing, so I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not putting it together that what I did to the studio boy when I got the studio, I'm not putting it together right. That they mad at me for that shit. I ain't adding it all up right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. And I'm like, but then it dawned on me, you know what? Ever since that shit happened, them niggas been real distant with you, bro. They been real funny. You know what I'm saying? So they mad because they shit, they started hitting me. And people started saying things too. Like, they upset with you, man, because when you hit the studio, they initial fucking project was in there. Like, that first project that they was working on for their album, you know what I mean? That first album. The music, they beats, whatever, might have been tracks, might have been up in that joint, and you motherfuckers set them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to go recreate all that shit. So that's my, like, this is me assuming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I'm like, all right, so maybe that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You ever feel like, all right, I know niggas from the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas from my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I went on tour with niggas. I did music with niggas. I hit a studio. You ever feel like it should have been a, yo, what's up, nigga? You hit the studio?
Yep. Yeah, question.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, cause on some real shit, like on some, like, all right, me and my man, right? Like, say me and my right-hand man, we out here, we doing some shit together, right? And I step off and I go do a solo venture and shit. And my right-hand man, he find out about it. And it affects his standing with somebody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, say it affect, like, I go do some dirt and it affects my homie standing with some people. You know what I'm saying? And they get back to my man and he like, yo, did you go? And I'm gonna keep it real with my homie, right? Because that's my homie, right?
Right.
So I feel like when I hit that studio, if they felt some kind of way about it, just mention that to me. Don't just automatically just not say nothing and make me have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to figure this shit out. Like, these niggas mad at me because what I did to them. All right, well, fuck that nigga and fuck y'all too. You know what I'm saying? That was my mentality of thinking at that time. Man, you gotta understand at this time, man, I'm one of them niggas that I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I can care fuck if you like me, if you love me, if you hate me, if you're not. I've got my gun, you got yours, let's go to war. Like, that's my mentality. You know what I'm saying? During this time. You don't fucking like me, you want to shoot me, you want to kill me. Well, shit, nigga, I got mine, and, like, you gonna have to kick me before I get you. Like, that's the mentality. Like, it's a street mentality, bro. In this mixing over into the world of entertainment and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Which we all know fucking happens. Like, what? Well, like, where ain't it been streets and hip hop? Where has it not ever been? It's always been a mixture. You know what I'm saying? It's always intertwined. The streets and hip hop. It's always been one and the same. So I'm from the streets, nigga. I'm like, that's me. My hip hop is street hip hop. Y'all shit is some motherfucking, you know, country western shit. I don't know, some alternative shit. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the mentality ain't the same. And that's just where it went.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that they could have possibly been pissed off that you didn't just come out and be like, yo, I hit the shit, or, you know what I'm saying? That might have nothing to do with it. That just completely left. You think they might have been pissed off, like, he never said, like, yo, I did it. You know, like you were trying to hide it from everybody or something like that.
Oh, like basically, like did that shit and pretty much was like straight out in the open with it. Like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah, like but they didn't hear you say that you did it.
Right.
So they looked at him like, maybe he like, man, he trying to fool everybody type shit.
No, but at that point, it's kind of like, fuck, I'm supposed to incriminate myself and just start telling everybody I did some shit. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Like I should have came back to them and said, yo, man, it was me that hit the boy. You know what I'm saying?
like maybe I'm just saying as a from a question from the outside looking in, that they could have been like, damn, like, did he just think he just like he robbed him, right? Like, he never said nothing. You say you never said nothing to them.
I never said nothing to nobody after I did that.
That, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he doing it to us. So it could have been like a miscommunication. I'm just saying. Fuck.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I was thinking. Like I didn't think until after the fact that, oh man, these dudes thought I was coming at them. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, these dudes thought that I hit the studio up to fuck them up. Like that was my intention, was to and actually fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? My intention wasn't to fuck them up. It had totally didn't register in my mind that by robbing the fucking studio, stealing all the equipment and fucking dudes fucking hustle up, that I was fucking this shit up too. Like, I mean, I should have known that. I mean, it's common fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't thinking that at that time. My only thing was to get back at the bitch ass nigga that I felt like was doing me dirty. You know what I'm saying? I was being vengeful. And I felt like if a nigga gonna shit on me by, you know what I'm saying, keep pushing me to the back burner, you're in the streets. All right? You going to see your mans. You trying to re-up. He keeps saying, I ain't got it yet.
No.
I ain't got it yet. You see another motherfucking re-up boy, you see another boy come up in this spot, pull out his money to re-up. Your man's pull out the work and motherfucking give it to him. He turn around, walk out the door with the work and shit, and you still standing there looking at your man's like, yo, I thought you said you ain't had nothing. Same concept. You understand what I'm saying? I'm in here trying to get work, bro. I'm trying to get my work off the ground. I'm trying to get my music off the ground.
Right.
You fucking telling me you ain't got time for me. But you been had time for me. Now why you ain't got time for me? Because my time is being allotted to someone else? And you're shitting on me by doing that? You never explained to me that that's what you were doing. You're lying to me, telling me you don't have time for me, but truthfully, what you're doing is you're taking my time or my work and you're putting it in somebody else's hands.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I felt about it. You taking what it is I'm trying to accomplish, my time most precious to me. You know what I'm saying? I need to get this fucking money, man. I'm trying to eat. I got kids to feed. I'm trying to rap. Like, I'm trying to make this fucking album. You stalling me and my squad out. You putting motherfucking beats in these niggas' hands. All right, fuck you. I'm not caring about them. They can go get beats from somewhere the fuck else. That's my whole thing. Like that. Like me robbing you or your studio equipment ain't gonna stop them from motherfucking blowing the fuck up. There's other producers, there's other studios. I'm doing this to you to send you a fucking message that you don't fucking turn your back on a motherfucker like that. You don't just, like, I mean, you got the right to do whatever the fuck you want, but you ain't gonna do that shit to me. You ain't gonna shit on me, right? And expect the motherfucker to smile in my face, too. And that's kind of how I felt about it. I felt like he was shitting on me and my squad by lying to us, telling, oh, I ain't got time for y'all now. And then turn around and smiling in our face, because when he was seeing us, you know, in the streets or in the club or whatever, they're like, hey guys, yeah, you know what, we can make up that session tomorrow, you know. And then we go to try to do it again the next day, and it's an excuse that day again too, you know what I'm saying? So one time he fucking gave us an excuse that he couldn't do it because it was his girlfriend's birthday or some shit. That's when I really was like, you know what, this nigga catching it. You catching it, because up until then you working with us diligently, you know what I'm saying, faithfully every day, you know what I'm saying, that we come in there because we got that. Now all of a sudden you can't work with us, and I wasn't sure if motherfucker, like I said, there was a lot of shit running through my head. I wasn't sure if these niggas even told y'all, no, stop working with them. So I wasn't sure if it was some jealousy on their part, you know what I'm saying, like it was some competition on their part, you know what I'm saying, between us and them, and like, I don't know. And like I said, I always kind of felt like there might have been a little competition between us. And then when that Narwhal interview came out, and that Questlove nigga said Lord Aaqil made it to the finish line first, Well, making it to the finish line first. That's indicative of a race.
Right.
That implies a race.
Right.
And I wasn't racing. A race is a competition.
Right.
So for Lord Aaqil to make it to the finish line first means that Lord Aaqil was in competition with you and he was racing with you? No, that's not my mindset. That's your mindset, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So you was the one that was in a race. You was the one that felt like there was a competition. And you implied that when you said what the fuck you said. I ain't, like, I'm reading between lines. You was racing. You was in competition with me. I wasn't competing with y'all. Why y'all competing with me?
In this amount of time, you know what I'm saying? Philly is a big city, fifth largest. But when you're in Philly, it kind of feel like it's a small place.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we gonna bump into each other. Yeah. So throughout this time, have you bumped into anybody or?
Yeah, I bumped into them. Listen, man. Since all of that old school shit, you know, since the robbery and shit, like, because, like I said, the dude that got hit, he walked up to me one day, he asked me, you know, he trying to question me because he like, he kind of looked like he kind of fit the description of the guy, you know what I mean, like, because, you know, I had a mask and all that shit, and you could see his face, and he looking at me up and down, he like, yeah, he was kind of built like you, and, you know, he trying, I'm like, man, fuck out of my face, you know what I mean? But since then, I've seen him, the guy that got robbed, you know, since that time, you know, like after that, I saw him, I saw them, I've been to their picnic, I've been backstage at their concerts still.
You know, what was that energy like?
There was time in between then. Okay, so the robbery happened, what? 93, 94, I guess. I went backstage to one of these shows in around 96, 97, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No problem. They had another album release party. I think this was their second album or something. You know what I'm saying? I went away out of the state for a little while, came back. When I came back, they had like an album release party. I got told about the album release. Yeah, they had an album release party at Trocadero. I was like, all right, fuck it. I popped up at the album release party, was welcomed in, you know what I'm saying, backstage, treated like me.
Okay.
Treated like I expected to be treated.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Down on the mic, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Once again, you know what I'm saying, the album release party. Couple more shows that they had. I'm there, you know what I'm saying? It was like I kind of like fell back into the groove of things with them. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no mention of the robbery from them. Wasn't me mentioning nothing that, you know what I mean? So I'm feeling like, all right, well, they over it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we off that
time. Like I said, from the time of the robbery, for a little period of time now, I ain't had no interaction, wasn't no nothing being said. But then, you know, time go by and it's starting to slow down. You know, I'm popping up at their shows and shit again, you know, and when they doing the session again, and, you know,
okay,
I'm invited on stage and all, I'm backstage when I'm a kid.
So what was it? Was it a vibe like you had to pop up, or was it like
I wasn't never invited?
Okay,
I was never invited.
It's not like a we back in Philly thing. Let's where's everybody at that was part of us?
Never invited. Like whenever I found out where they was at, it was through a third party. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, they back in town this weekend. Or you know, Rick and them in town. They doing a show here, or you know, they off tour. Okay. They just came off tour and they back home. You know what I'm saying? So like, it was that kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was, like I said, through a third party or so. And but it was never no.
This is niggas that know they schedule, or is it like niggas that's invited?
That's still in the entourage.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I mean, some niggas just know they schedule. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas was still on tour with them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
boy that I'm still associated with, that used to, you know, still be amongst them all the time and shit. And then, like I said, the groupie ass nigga that was in my group, he always had dibs on where the fuck they was. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga knew when they was in the bathroom taking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always knew where the fuck they was at because he's a fucking groupie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I would hear, you know, through him or other people, yeah, they in town, they gonna be at this club, or they doing a show here, or they having a party here, or the album release, or this or that. So I would always hear when they was back in town in Philly. And I would pop up just to fucking show my face. Just to, like, kind of, I mean, intimidate them niggas a little bit.
Most of that.
Just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just to see how they would respond to seeing me.
Yeah, I'm right.
I have my squad with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I take my little squad, my new squad with me, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I had a couple new homies that, not new, but just different people that they didn't know me from hanging with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
These was niggas that was always around, but we started, you know, we formed like Voltron now, you know what I'm saying? Me and these other cats, you know what I mean? Moran, Ing, you know what I mean? All of them, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? We formed like Voltron now, so when we would go through now, we'll be, oh, dang, they rolling together now, huh? Oh, all right, you know what I'm saying? And it was always, you know, it wasn't never no beef, it wasn't never no trout, you know what I'm saying? Because I think, for one, they knew they couldn't step to us in no way, you know what I'm saying? Like, on some old, like, yeah, we got a problem with y'all because it wouldn't have worked for you, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That, they was inviting. They didn't say, nah, we don't want you here. I was never told, you know, you're not welcome here. You know what I'm saying? So I felt welcomed, you know what I'm saying, wherever they were at, even though I wasn't invited. You know what I'm saying? I would show up, and if I wasn't asked to leave, or if it wasn't no motherfucking, you know, head of, you know what I'm saying, like, discomfort, or, you know what I'm saying, no tension in the air, then I stuck around. So I went to a bunch of they, you know, concerts and a bunch of they shows and what the thing called, the Roots picnic that they had down at the pier and all that and stuff that they used to have down there. I used to go to them. I used to pop up on them and go backstage and shit. Them niggas used to give me the tickets. I ain't never paid for none of that shit. 2019, they was in Atlanta and shit. You know what I mean? I'm in Atlanta. You know what I mean? And I hit them up on the email. Yo, I want tickets to the show. They was opening up. They wasn't opening up. They was bringing in the new year of 2019 at the Coca-Cola Roxy in Atlanta. I happened to live in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? At the time.
So how long was it before you saw them? Like 2019 you saw them at the show. Mm-hmm. So before that, when was the last time like you bumped into?
2016 here in Philadelphia.
Okay.
At like the Roots picnic or something like that, right before 2015.
Okay. So it's like years in between these things.
15, I think, the Philadelphia Roots picnic or something like that. 15, 14, one of them. Like I said, I'm bad with years. Don't give me
right
the years. But 2014, 15, somewhere around there, I had seen them at the Roots picnic down at the pier, you know, on Columbus Boulevard, and energy was good too. I took pictures with them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I went to that pier. I went to the picnic down there like 2 years in a row. 14, maybe 15. You know what I'm saying? And both of those years, it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Lord Aaqil, I'm one name. Lord Aaqil, you look mighty angelic. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't like it was no beef.
Right.
You know, you looking like each other. You know, we cool. I walk up on the tour bus, Black Questlove. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Act like you don't recognize me and shit, and then it's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? The same thing 2 years later. It's like every time I see this nigga, he act like he don't recognize me and shit. Nigga, I don't look much different from the year before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like this for fucking 25 years, nigga. You know who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. So it was never them. You know, pulling me, yo, man, you know, never them stating how they was displeased with me in any way, shape, or form about anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I never felt like it was any problem, but I could never understand why I ain't never get shown no love. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask you. I'm not that nigga that's gonna be like, yo, man, why you ain't never showing me no love? Like, no, I ain't help. You know what I mean? Like, I just, you know what I mean? I would pop up and take the temperature, basically. You know what I'm saying? Check the temperature of the room. You know what I'm saying? And I could see that motherfuckers were apprehensive to really, you know, really encroach certain conversations and get on certain, you know what I'm saying? And you can see motherfuckers, you know, giving you the the inquisitive looks, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder what he's on, or I want to ask him, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? But it never really became a conversation with us. Like, there was never any more conversation, I should say, between any of us. It was just meetings and greetings.
No cordial shit.
And go separate ways. Several times I was at those Roots picnics out. I didn't fucking hang with them niggas not one bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go into the Roots picnic, I say what's up. I go backstage, say what's up to everybody that I knew, that I know from whenever I knew them. And then I motherfucking be walking around doing my thing at the picnic and minding my motherfucking business, taking pictures with who I want to take pictures with. Socializing with who it is I feel like socializing with. And when I was done and ready to roll, I'm out of that motherfucker without even saying goodbye to any of y'all niggas. I don't give a fuck. Like, I just wanted to be here just to take the temperature of y'all niggas, just to see how y'all, like if y'all really got a problem with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm that type of nigga, man. Like, if you got a problem with me, I'm going to walk into your building and see if you say something. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't say nothing to you, you really got no problem. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't really had no problem with me, but they acted like it. And then when the interview with Narwhal came out, like I said, that you saw it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We all saw it. Like, the way that you act and the way that you respond when my name is mentioned, you know what I'm saying?
It leaves some questions in the air.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, right? You ever find it weird? Like, all right, we know the robbery happened. You ever find it weird that you kicked the door open, you included people in your situation, and then in the course of what, 20 years, 20 plus, there was never a discussion about music again with you?
There's no irony in that, is it? I've concluded that that's like, motherfucker don't it. Everybody got that motherfucker that they want to keep silent, bruh. Everybody got that one motherfucker that know too much.
Okay.
That knows something that you don't want disclosed. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out here that know stuff about me that I might not want disclosed. Okay, sad. I think people tend to stay away from the people they know they did wrong. So I feel like conversations didn't want to be had with me because I wouldn't be the one that would be made uncomfortable.
Okay.
I feel like, the discussions about music have never been talked about with me from certain people because they knew that the discussion should have never stopped in the first place. Like, there should have never been a time when I wasn't being asked, come on, bro, let's make this song together with me.
Right, because, I mean, we knowing how the music industry goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
People do songs all the time that don't get released.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
at least
they did the record. So did you ever feel like
at a later date if you so choose to?
Right. So what was it a feeling like, yo, I ain't never get asked to do a record?
That's exactly what the feeling was, man. Like, how could I not ever get asked to do a record, bruh? The closest nigga to you when it comes to this rap thing in proximity, man. You understand what I'm saying? And longevity, too. And wasn't nobody that knew you longer than me in this rap game, bruh. Who in this hip-hop game known Black Thought longer than Micah? Who in this rap game known who y'all consider to be, a lot of motherfuckers consider to be top lyricists in the game? All right? Who's known this motherfucker longer than me, bruh? On that vibe, like on the musical vibe, like I knew you since she was 8 years old, rapping fucking, you know what I'm saying, 9 years old, saying little juvenile raps, bro. We know each other since then. Let's not forget that. I never forgot that.
Right. It seemed like kind of like if we talking origin stories, and tell me if I'm wrong.
Part of his origin story.
It seemed like y'all both part of each other's.
We're part of each other's origin.
Like you can't tell the Lord Aaqil story without.
You can't tell the Lord Aaqil story without motherfucking mentioning Black Thought. You can't tell Black Thought or the Roots story without mentioning Lord Aaqil. Point blank. Period.
Okay.
Point fucking blank. Period.
Yeah. So to get a what's up with Lord Aaqil? Well, we can't answer this question. Is a little strange for you.
To get a Narwhal, all right. For Narwhal to ask, "What's up with Lord Aaqil?" For one, for him to ask Questlove, and I don't know if there's another version of it or edited version of it, because I recall in a version of it seeing Black or Questlove say, "This is something you should have asked Tariq." Oh, you shouldn't ask Tariq. You know what I'm saying? That's something. I don't know if it was in the early part of the interview or the latter part of the interview, but I recall seeing that all, they edit shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? But in my first initial sighting of when I first saw that interview, I would definitely recall him saying, this is something you should ask, because I watched very carefully. Okay, and for Black Thought to not even be present during the time that, you know what I'm saying, Questlove is being interviewed and questioned about me, for Black Thought to not even walk out until after that segment of the interview was over with, I kind of felt like he was avoiding the question. He didn't want to be present during that question. He was avoiding that question. And you know how Narwhal gonna ask what the fuck he want. He gonna surprise you with shit. Right. So he caught Questlove off guard with the question. Yeah, I believe it was, that all of that was authentic. He caught him off guard, but I believe his response was authentic too. You know what I'm saying? And an authentic response is, if you got love for motherfucker, it's gonna show an authentic response.
Okay.
If you got something against the motherfucker, it's gonna show in an authentic response.
Okay, well let me try something. Right? So Narwhal popped up and said, "Surprise, I got a Lord Aaqil record." Right? So right now, I'm gonna hand you my phone. You need to say, "Surprise." I want you to see the reaction on camera. You ain't know I was gonna do this.
I believe this is style with rapping. Yeah, this album, this one. What? Amber. So, very short career as a journalist. The Watts Prophets were my very first in rap just back in 1997. But it's amazing. What's left? I gotta ask you about the Lord. That's Lord. Keep them on the Lord. You see that? You see that response right there? Okay. All right, so we gotta collect. What's so funny? See? Oh, that's what you should be asking Tariq. See? I know I heard him say that in there. Why should he be asking Tariq? They're just during our days in South Street, but those people that you see like playing the subways and by the bus. I met this nigga's busking, bro. And so, the more we did that, the more we started to gather kind of a family collective, and we called it 496. So I believe that it was a year that Joe actually got to the finish line before the reached. You know whether I did or not. You don't believe what you be like. Oh, this like that's all that bullshit, fam. And this from the video. Check it out. You want drums? I want drums. Yeah. This cheap. DJ Ryan production. DJ Ryan did not produce this shit, and he knew that, man. He knew that, but he allowed for this man to get that information. You see what I'm saying? You see how he sat there in this interview and he allowed for misinformation to get broadcast, even broadcasted some misinformation himself. But I'm your man, though. I like it. So if I'm your homie, you want to allow for a motherfucker to speak on my name or be misinformed about anything about me? You're gonna correct it, right? I know if I'm your homie, and motherfucker speaking, and a person is speaking incorrectly on your name, right? And I'm your man, I'm gonna correct them. No. This is so-and-so's production. You know, I'm gonna correct it so that the truth and the right information is shared with the people, man. I'm not gonna allow for misinformation to be spread on your name, right? Furthermore, am I gonna fucking give a false understanding of who you are to the world? You know what I'm saying? A misunderstanding of who you are to the world. I'm gonna make sure that I speak on you properly. I'm gonna give you your proper etiquette, man. I'm gonna make sure that your legacy and your name is intact.
So there's nothing that from the times you bumped into, you know, this show, that show, I see him backstage. There's nothing that would have showed you that this was gonna be that reaction.
Bro, that video, that interview was 2 months after I just saw them.
Yeah. Okay.
That interview, I believe, was March 2019.
Okay.
I just told you I seen the motherfuckers New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2018. Bring in 2019. I was just at their show in Atlanta 2 months prior to that interview. 2 months. So how is it that you so cloudy on who the fuck I am and what the fuck we was just together, bro? Like, you know who I am. Like, if anything, when you're with a motherfucker that you ain't been with in a long time, that you have a history with, after y'all leave each other's presence, you reminisce about the times that y'all spent together when y'all were together, right? You go home and you say, damn, I saw so-and-so tonight.
Human nature.
It's human nature, right? And then a few of the thoughts of the things that y'all shared and done together throughout life play through your head a little bit, right?
Right.
Human nature, right?
Right.
So, the night that I saw you in Atlanta, New Year's Eve, 19, you mean to tell me that nothing came back to you? Nothing at all? You don't recall, you didn't think, you didn't process, you didn't reminisce about any of the things that we had once done as juveniles, as youth, 20-something years prior to this, because that's what happens. You reminisce. You especially when you ain't seen a person in a long time.
Or your first video.
And then 2 years later, you confused again now. Why, how, and where? Like, come on, bro. Like that's that superstar, fucking celebrity, you know what I'm saying, selective memory bullshit, man. You got to remember, I ain't famous. I ain't no superstar. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm hood famous, nigga. I ain't Hollywood famous, nigga. I don't have that type of selective memory, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't have that kind of selective, that's right, bro. I don't fucking choose to forget people that fucking mean something, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I choose to forget motherfuckers that never meant any fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you forgot me, man, I ain't never meant shit to you, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't never meant shit to you. You can't fake like I did. You know what I'm saying? If you really truly forgot who I am, which I know you didn't, but if you really truly forgot who I am, then you a nut. You corny as fuck. And if you faking and acting like you forgot who I am, but you really truly know who I am, then you corny. You a fucking nut. Either way, you a fucking nut.
So
listen. I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean that respectfully. I'll say that to my motherfucking daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You do some nut shit, you a nut.
Fair enough. So, last thing I want to touch on with that particular interview is when it was in your video and he did the production for you. Was that busking?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. And all of that was before all of that was around the time, during, before, and after what he's talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I knew you before. How can I say this? All right, no. Let me clear that up.
At the risk of myself side ignorant, busking is a term I'm not really familiar with that.
I you know what? I actually ever heard the fucking term busking until I heard that nigga say it.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
You know what I mean? But nah, I did, like I said, I met him while they were busking. I had known Black Thought before any of all of that. I met him during the busking time. That's when I met Questlove. Yeah.
Okay.
Question. That was the name. I met him and they were busking. Okay. But that's not my introduction to hip hop or to the roots. I knew Black Thought. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's my introduction to the roots as a group, but it's not my introduction to hip hop or to Tariq.
Okay.
So that's not how I know Tariq. That's not how me and Tariq created our relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's not how our relationship was formed. You know what I mean? So it's a little inaccurate to say, yeah, that, he had a little coalition called or a little co-op called the Square Roots, and we were busking, and no, that's really not the origin story of who and how we met.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Originally, me and Tariq. So maybe that's why he said you should have asked Tariq this, because Tariq and my relationship goes back way further than Amir and me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but I mean, we also gotta say too, if I do production for somebody and I'm in their video,
Yeah, you know who the fuck I am.
all right, that's all right.
And there ain't no questioning about it. Like all I'm saying is the way that he responded, was shady. It was half-ass shady to me. And motherfucking, you know what I mean, they knew it was too, because they said DJ Drama to motherfucking try to, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, keep the peace, you know, be peacekeeper. Because, you know, like I said, I'm in Atlanta, and then the Drama hit me up, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden out of nowhere and shit, after me being down there for years, and I had reached out to him, and I ain't get no answer, no response. And all of a sudden, as soon as this interview came out, and I responded to the interview, like, with some, displeasure, then all of a sudden the nigga Drama hitting me up, calling me up, yeah, what's up, homie, you know what I mean, blah.
So listen.
Take the pacement train, make sure that, damage control, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make sure I don't fucking retaliate with words and say nothing, you know what I'm saying, that's going to hurt the situation.
And this is DJ Drama from Philly?
Yeah, dude, that Drama and fucking fake ass gangster grills nigga, man, Yeah, he from Philly, he born and raised here.
Okay.
I'm saying he was part of, he was around, you know what I'm saying? I knew him before he was famous too, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of these dudes, man, they get famous and they forget where they come from, man. You know
Okay.
saying? But yeah, he tried to play, damage control and call me up and, he ain't mean nothing by it, this, that, and the other, try to take my temperature to see if I was going to retaliate or say something hurtful.
Speaking on the interview, speaking on Narwhal interview.
Yeah, like basically, Drum called me up, hit me up, you know what I'm saying? And I said, all right, I'm going to come through. So I went through the studio, and then he was asking me, well, what's going on? And I was like, yo, man, I don't appreciate the way them niggas was talking about me in the Narwhal joint, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, like, if y'all gonna speak on my name, speak on it properly, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of knew that he was motherfucking playing damage control, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody stupid, man, you know what I'm saying? And he's, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it, you know what I'm saying? Leave that alone, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, they sent you, you know what I'm saying? Like, who sent you? They sent you, nigga. Like, I already know, I ain't heard from you in years and shit. Now, all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, you hitting me up. You know what I'm saying? We know who sent you, man. Y'all all one and the same, man. Y'all got to protect each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all part of that fucking game, man. That you know what I'm saying? Whereas though y'all got this image to protect, you know what I'm saying? And y'all all in that shit, man. Y'all all sold y'all soul. You know?
So he basically came with the thermometer.
He came with the thermometer trying to take the temperature to see how hot I was about it all. You know what I'm saying? And when I, went to see him, I explained to him, listen, man, I just need them niggas to motherfucking make it right. You know what I'm saying? Tell them niggas that they need to contact me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or at least go public and make a statement, let it be known, like, yo, watch how you speak on a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He had, what is it I can do for you, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then he started acting funny, you know what I mean? So all niggas is funny acting, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling the truth. I ain't got nothing personally against them all, you know what I'm saying? But truth is truth, you know what I'm saying? If y'all funny acting ass niggas, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, and y'all not really street, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't really had no street, no bone in your body. I mean, ain't never been in the street in his life, man. That's a whole nother story. We can have another one about that one. I could talk to you for 4 hours about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really what it is, what it appears to be, man. You know, with a lot of these cats, man. And
well, one thing is for sure, they all seem to know who Lord Aaqil is.
They know who the fuck I am, bro. That's what I'm saying. They all know who the fuck I am, man. And listen to this. They all afraid to let it be known that they know who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you why they're afraid to be known. Because I could say some things. I could talk. And ain't none of them built to keep me from talking. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of them built like that, man. To stop me from saying what the fuck I want to say. You know what I'm saying? I let these niggas live for a long time.
Check it out. 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 1, 2. Check it out.